Heat race number 1 on track. Kyle Beilman's got the pole in the 31. It's Kaylee Bryson to the outside in the 11F. Ty Wilkie and Dane Culver in row number 2. Jet Barnes and PPM in row number 3. Tony Helton, Ethan Mitchell in row number 4. And Noah Madler all by himself in row number 5. 9 cars, 8 laps. Passing points, finishing points, the point scoring matrix is up for grabs here in this one. It's 100 points to win off the pole, plus 5 points per position from everywhere back that you would win the heat race from there. And we will keep you guys up to date with our awesome graphics that we have with who scores what in each heat race. That way you can keep track for yourself. Traditionally, guys, this night, higher scoring night than Monday, although we had a really high scoring Monday night. 72.9 points to make it into the qualifier, 92.4 to make it into the invert for the qualifier as we are ready to go. Beilman does not take off as well as he'd like to. Trying to hustle back to recover, side by side with Bryson down the back straightaway. Wheel the wheel, Bryson up on the hill and into the wall.
Muscling up there for the lead. Unreal.
Everybody who picked Kaylee in their dirt draft or in their chili bowl pool is cursing their luck right now.
I just took a hit.
Ugh. That was hard racing for the lead, though. Neither one of them wanted to give an inch. K1 Race Gear replay, and yeah, just the outside cars in the dangerous spot in that situation.
I think it all started on the initial drop of the green flag when Kyle, that car didn't quite take off like he thought, and he got into scramble mode. He scrambled really well, but
made up a good corner in 1 and 2 to get back to Kaylee's inside, and I mean, definitely drove it in on her into turn 3 there. But you talk about the situation that we're in and the severity of the moment, and I think anyone's going to drive it in like that. Kaylee going to go to the attention of the Abacus crew. Trevor Reed, Daniel Whitley, Travis White over here from Australia. Those guys did a ton of incredible work. Jacob Johnson from AME Electrical down there. Frank Flood hanging out.
I thought the only thing that might have any problems would have been the right front where she got into the wall, but
and that was the first thing they went to check. You saw they got hands on the coil spring. They making sure everything was still attached. And it looks like Kaylee's going to be able to continue. Not the start she wanted, but still in it. Now rally from 9th in heat race 1. But at least you're still in there to try to pick something up.
Yeah, this is where having extra cars on this prelim night can become a good or a bad thing in a hurry. And instead of 7th or 8th restarting spot last night, now you're back to 9th.
Yeah, so you talked about 72.9 is the average. So Kaylee, in order to get back to that, would need to get up to 4th, would be 76 points from her 2nd starting spot.
All right, that'll be the magic. Magic number we're looking for.
But it's going to be tough in this heat race with Beilman out front, and you got PPM in this one, Ethan Mitchell.
Now move PPM and Ethan Mitchell up a row on the outside also.
It's a big deal for them as Beilman once again. This time a much better start for him as he gets to the middle of the racetrack in a hurry. And here comes Parker Price Miller in the Hink 21 as he is already up to 3rd.
PPM trying to take advantage. He's got Ty Wilkie right on his back bumper. Here goes the rookie Jet Barnes. So Wilkie's inside for 4th.
Really good job there to battle through that middle lane and create a gap and make his way through.
Keep your eyes on Barnes. He's one of those kids that doesn't know that he's a rookie at this and, is supposed to be behind the 8 ball. He is running with a lot of speed and just the right amount of car control as he's worked his way up to 4th.
6-2 now for PPM. He was able to slip by Culver. Now Culver into the clutches of Barnes. Barnes trying to work 5-3 right now. He started 5th, in 4th now, trying to take 3rd. And we got one. Your leader Beilman bobbled down in 1 and 2, and he's going to fall back outside the top 3.
Cost him 3 spots with one bobble there. So Beilman grabbing defeat from the jaws of victory early here in this. Parker Price Miller 6-1 run in heat race number 1. Talk about throwing the gauntlet down. He is setting a hard mark to beat as now.
There's a moment there for Jet Barnes on the front stretch, bounced it off the wall, and that's Ethan Mitchell going around in turn number 2.
Mitchell, who was sitting around in the 5th position. To a stop to the back of the field, and let's get a look at K1 Race Gear replay. Working on Beilman with Bryson right behind him. And it's a spin we've seen off of turn 2 more than a time or two over our years here.
Just had the door shut on him a little bit, and Bryson closed in on him quicker than she anticipated coming off of 2. And Ethan Mitchell, who started in 8th, was up to 5th, had a solid run going, especially this early on with the track being narrow and now by the wayside, and now Ethan's going to have work to do. And Kaylee, by the way, back up to 5th now with that incident.
And I was mentioning Jet Barnes had a moment coming to 2 to go there on the front stretch, bounced it off the outside wall with his right rear and held on to it. But we've seen that front stretch wall really bite guys this, last week and previously a shootout. So, but Jet not content with 2nd. He's full gas smashing the Mountain Mechanical Kevin Swindell Racing #1.
Good run here for the guys in that 3rd row.
Yeah.
Barnes started 5th, PPM 6th. Occupying those top 2 spots.
Green flag back out. Culver sits in the 3rd spot. Going to be a lot of heat on him with Beilman and Bryson right back there. So we should see the white flag this time by. One more lap left here in heat race #1.
Really important battle here. Beilman trying not to lose any more spots than he already has. Wilkie to the inside of Kaylee Bryson. He's going to take the 5th spot away. Throws a monkey wrench in things as PPM wins heat race #1. Barnes gets 2nd. Culver 3rd. Beilman 4th. And Ty Wilkie rounds out the top 5 in heat race #1.
125 out of heat race #1 is a monster score there.
And Jet Barnes 5 to 2 there. That's a great run for a young rookie.
Sets up the rest of his night quite nicely because now you still want to have a good qualifier, obviously, but he'll
start 3rd or 4th in his qualifier, and if you can get up to 2nd again from there, you're plenty locked in.
Yeah. Even a 3-3 run at that point in time, depending on how the rest of the scoring goes, really sets you up okay. So.
And the guys mentioned it in the pre-race show. Jacob Boxell and Gage Weldon both last night had really strong runs as Chili Bowl rookies, finishing both, I believe, in the top 15. I think they're both in a C main on Saturday.
Weldon got turned late, if you remember. I think that cost him a number of spots. Weldon was the car in turn 3 that was in the wrong spot with Kyle.
Yeah.
Heat race #2, as you look at the NOS Energy Drink ramp cam, it is the Rocket Roger Crockett out of Broken Arrow in the 45. He's got the pole. Caden Brown, the Christopher Bell Racing 21AU to the outside of him. Kevin Mahoney inside row #2. Joshua Tyre will be to the outside of him in the 7F. Darren Nida in the 3. Landon Brooks, a Tuesday night preliminary night winner in the 57. Kyle Haas, Chad Winfrey, Chase Randall, the quickest chick in your 9 cars, going for 8 laps. You've got a TJ Forged pit report with Earl Hoon.
Long time no see. Parker Price Miller here with me, buddy. After hot laps, you knew you had some speed. Well, wow, what a great run. 6 to 1. Absolutely setting the bar here early on in these heat races.
Yeah, that was huge. I was nervous with how the track was and being the first heat race, but the C's kind of parted there, and I was comfortable in 2nd, and the 31 got tight and opened the door for me, and just knew I just needed to finish the heat race and not do anything stupid. But getting more comfortable. I feel like my car could be a little bit freer, but it's probably good. I'm just not used to laying on the right rear. I'm used to running wing cars and being on the left side. So I just got to get more comfortable and pass some cars in this qualifier. And just huge thank you to Brady and Hummel for getting my car pretty good.
Parker Price Miller, that's going to be his 4th heat race win in his Chili Bowl career, guys.
Clinton, you're lucky I decided to be a good guy.
I am. I appreciate your honesty.
So here's Beilman, and it wasn't
Parker.
Tight
he didn't get tight, Parker.
No.
Man, and that's tough. Beilman ended up 4th, but you start on the pole, 1 to 4, 74.5 points. So that's going to be on the bubble, I would say, with the average being 72.9, and we saw the increased point scoring last night. I would think that's going to put you on the bubble.
Joshua Tyree is the pronunciation on outside row #2, so looks like the Australian version of Tyre. It is Tyree. Thank you, guys.
Blake Anderson is useful every now and then. Not often, but sometimes.
Concur. Had to play tour guide last night.
Yeah.
As here we go.
Enjoyed Rigsby on the pit walk there.
It was fun.
I'm sure Clinton did as well.
Yes. Always love seeing Rigsby.
Roger Crockett, Caden Brown bringing them down. Here is the second real test for the Christopher Bell Racing team. Christopher passed with flying colors last night, and Caden looking very good, driving back underneath Roger Crockett and into the lead. And boom, like a rocket, shot out, gone here early.
Yeah, kind of looked like got tight a little bit in 1 and 2, but made the back straightaway really long, got a full head of steam, launched down the back straightaway, and now just trying to set sail and check out on this one. Christopher Bell probably loving what he sees right now at a Brown.
Crockett 2, Tyree 3, and he's the one under the gun for the ascending Landon Brooks. Brooks looking to the inside, but we've got the yellow lights on around the arena. Chad Winfrey, wrong direction in the 321. So 3 laps into this, 5 to go. Caden Brown, average lap times of 11:3:20. Now that number gets flawed when they start coming around and putting pace laps in after the green flag goes, but at speed, yeah, he had
It's quick.
Wicked quick times.
Got a K1 Race Gear interview. Yeah, Chase Randall had something to do with that.
It's a replay, not an interview there, big guy.
Sorry. You're right.
We're updating
My bad.
this year.
Yeah, it's K1 Race Gear. It's the replay. They've been the
Chad
interview
Winfrey
sponsor
might
in the
want
past.
to do a
I think,
K1
so.
Race Gear interview with Chase Randall after this and ask him what he was doing.
Why is it that when it comes to Chase Randall, things get
just things go a little
they
haywire.
get a little wabi-sabi?
We'll get it. We'll get her dialed in, hopefully by qualifier time. I will anyway. You guys are good. I haven't done this since last year, so.
Up and running, green flag. Top 3 still Brown, Crockett, and Tyree. Tyree trying to hold off Brooks. Brooks with a nose in again in the Matt Wood Racing 57. And there's 9 to the outside with Randall getting involved.
Yeah, they want to fight it out on the bottom. Knight had thought about creeping to the top. Now here comes Randall. A 4-car battle here for third. Randall will duck to the inside of Knight. Knight trying to go to the top in 3 and 4. Hops up a little bit. Randall will take the spot. Landon Brooks able to finally get by Tyree for third.
Don't know about you, Quentin, but I think if Landon doesn't make that move right there, he's in danger of getting clobbered.
Yeah, he did a really good job of staying patient, and that's Chase Randall making a really good move to work outside in. And
oh no!
Up and over goes Nida in the 3 with Tyree in the corner. Caution lights out with 2 to go.
Tyree just in a tough spot there. 3 cars hot on his heels and
yeah,
picking them off. You know, the racetrack just not wide enough yet for, you know, to have 4 cars racing in that close quarters. And Nida started in 5th, so obviously seeing Brooks and Randall get by Tyree before he was able to, he tried to.
Yeah, I think Nida just feeling like he had to force the issue there.
Exactly.
The door was halfway open.
Yeah, I mean.
Here on the K1 Race Gear replay.
Good call. Good call.
And adding to the iBox Springs flip count? Yes, indeed. That is number 13 here of the event.
Alex Rodriguez.
It's a lot of mud packed in behind that right rear. Brian, you're down there. If you see anything else, feel free to go ahead.
Well, they're hooking the front of this race car up, but I actually don't really see the damage that they're noticing on the front end. It might be over there on the left front. I did notice the shock cover was knocked off, but you're right, a lot of mud packed in there. It damaged one of the lower body panels as it pushed in. It's all wrapped up. Oh, now I can see one of the bars hanging underneath the front end of that race car. One of the high ends broke. So that may be something to do with the steering there. One of those bars that's broke puts the 3 on the hook.
Left front radius rod broke on the 3 car there and keeps the axle in place there on the left side. So it'll be up the ramp for Nida.
Not a yellow that Roger Crockett probably wanted to see. 1 to 2 won't hurt you tremendously, but now it's going to bring Landon Brooks right up to his back bumper. He had over a second between himself and Brooks.
Last lap at speed, about 0.4 of a second quicker was Brooks than Crockett. So
Crockett's smart enough here, I think, you know, probably take a mistake out of him for Brooks to get by.
Roger's really good about knowing where his car needs to be. Like when he raced in the Northwest, it was always Roger knows where the groove is. So unless it's a mistake from Roger, Brooks is going to have to drive around him, and there's not a lot of time left. We'll see the white flag this time by, except for we've got one roll into a stop. Mahoney's 11K. Kevin Mahoney started inside row number 2 from Dripping Springs, Texas. That's a cone. Holy cow. Well, your front straightaway cone got a revamp for tonight.
GR8 on the side of it. That's one of Chase McDermott's sponsors.
Hey guys, I just want to bet in here. I was able to make my way down to the work area, and Darren Knight and his crew is going to work here on the left front of this car. As you mentioned, the damage, the yellow coming out at a good time, but already we're about to come back to green. So they're still going to go to work here on this mission shift.
Well, speaking of Chase McDermott, he was down there working with Darren Knight's team trying to get that thing fixed up, but without another yellow here, I think it's going to be all for naught.
Brooks got a much better restart there on Crockett. He's giving himself a shot here on the final lap. Roger Crockett in the 45, Landon Brooks in the 57. Final 2 corners. Crockett's going to hang on. Well, it's Caden Brown. He passes the test for 105 points. Crockett 91.5. Both Brooks and Randall good scores at 101 and 104. They should be qualifier bound as well. And Winfrey made up a lot of spots.
I think if you're Chase Randall 9-4, you know, it's always, you never know what the draw is going to give you, because you know, a lot of guys think, well, we're starting in the back, that's great, but if you're starting in the back of an early heat race, it can be tough. So I think anybody would sign up for 9-4, especially in a good heat race, you know, with Brown and Brooks and Knight, Roger Crockett all starting ahead of you. I think anybody, you know, Chase Randall would have signed for 9-4 in a second.
They're all chasing Parker Price Miller right now at 125 through 2 heat races. Heat race number 3 is due out next. It's Ryan Timms, flying Ryan Timms, on the pole of this one in the 71. Jeremy Hewish next to him. Row number 2, Ben Kovich and AJ Bender. Third row, Jory Hughes and Adam Trimble. Ray Richards, Jordan Kinzer, and the local vet, Chris Carroll. Your 9 cars going around 8 times. Chris Carroll, author of one of the great soup runs of the last decade. Let's check in up top. TJ Forge Pit Report, Blake Anderson.
Caden Brown here. Caden, Pete race winner. Did last night Christopher getting on the track, getting a little day, did that help you guys tonight?
Yeah, it definitely did. I got on the track as well last night. We just ran around the back, just logging some laps, but definitely helped being able to run in such a world-class field for 25 laps and then qualifying as well. And yeah, Christopher, Colt and Chris Ball, they had me super comfy there. BK, my dad as well, Reed and 5-0. So just super stoked to be all the way over here from Australia and get a heat win at the Chili Bowl. So yeah, can't thank Christopher enough for the opportunity, Reem, Preston Auction, and just everyone that chips away on this car.
This guy's the king of speed car racing in Australia, guys. He's already got 3 wins this year at Perth in the midget. They call them speed cars over there. Last year, though, Caleb Hart, the most impressive thing, ran 9 midget races in Australia between Western Sydney and Perth. 8 wins in a second for Caden Brown.
I'll take that ratio.
Yeah, I believe Caden Brown drives for Travis White over in Australia. Travis is over here with the Abacus team. That's who was down there working. So those guys over here getting some USA experience together and having some fun for sure.
Confidence out of Caden Brown, too. That was a driver climbing out of the race car. Sounded pretty happy with the package that he had. So.
Definitely. I mean, and how can you have more confidence than driving for the guy that won the Race of Champions last night and knowing how good those cars can be?
We're missing cars out of this, guys. I only see 7 formed up out there, so we're -2. And a reminder that the grid, as far as where your points are calculated from, is based on where it drops the green flag on the opening lap. So guys dropping out now, no help to you as far as gaining positions go.
That's Ray Richards, scheduled for the 7th starting spot in the 1NP. He rolled out, but not firing. So there's one other car, I believe, on the outside row that is not out there.
I saw Carroll at the back of the field, so we know Chris is there.
Jordan Kinzer, I saw him out there with the square tail tank. He's out there. And lights are out. The Richards guys are going to need a yellow.
I think it's AJ Bender that's not there in the 21 AJ, your 4th place schedule.
You're right.
I want to say Bender took a flip in practice day, if I remember right. I don't remember if he made it out for hot laps here tonight, but whatever it is. Wow, big bike off the inside. Everybody gets her settled back down, but almost disaster. As up early, Ryan Timms just streaking away from this field like a pogo stick coming off of corner number 4. The 65 of Benkovic upside down and down. The driver from New Zealand with a wild ride off the 4th turn. Add to the Eibach Springs flip count on that one. Wild and violent off of turn 4.
Yeah, good to see him climbing up and out of that thing. Thumbs up from your officials. Nasty ride, just committed to the throttle there off turn 4. Thing corkscrewed on him, and we see that a lot here at Tulsa, especially on these gripped up racetracks. See if Brian can get an interview with him. Shock completely tore apart on the left front.
It's got the New Zealand Rugby All Blacks logo down the side of it. Very cool deal. Brian, you have got the driver of the 65.
Yeah, we got a moment here. They're still trying to get this car out of gear. A wild one there, biked up. You got some air time. Tell me how you're feeling right now.
Oh, pretty gutted. A lot of preparation went into this, and I should have known better. I just had my foot in it too hard when it was bicycling up, so yeah, super gutted. It's just into a D main now.
You got a good team back there. I think you can. You got plenty of time to get this repaired and come out and see what you can do later on tonight.
Yeah. Nah, we'll get it figured out.
Guys, good to see he's up and out of the car and ready to go make repairs.
You understand that, Glenn. I mean, that's a long trip and a lot of preparation for a lap so far.
Truthfully, I don't even know that he biked up. I think when he watches his back, he'll see that just up in kind of that dirty stuff and was over-rotated, way too far. Better off just to, bail out of it and take a spin out. But, yeah, he'll regroup and try again in the D main like he said.
Well, Ryan Timms out in front. Flag out. Trimble sits second. A little chaotic in behind him with Hewish and Kinzer 3rd and 4th, but everybody settling down, see if they can click some laps away. That's Carroll to the inside of Kinzer.
Kinzer's car just doesn't look like it's handling all that well. Super rigid and just makes a lot of forward drive, but doesn't seem comfy to get in the corner.
Had to turn the car twice coming through the corner. I saw that same thing. Just not fluid and getting around the turns. Chris Carroll on the prowl. Carroll is moving forward. He would have got a 7th place starting spot here, so it's not the monster run that we're thinking of. There goes Kinzer working past Hughes to pick up another position. If Carroll can get the 3rd, though, this starts looking a lot better, and he has got Hewish in striking distance coming off the bottom with 2 to go.
Yeah, 7 and 3 is worth 106. Would put him in a really good spot right now. Hewish, though, holding firm in that 3rd spot. Ryan Timms is 2 seconds ahead of Adam Trimble. Both of them are clearing 1 and 2. So it's Hewish and Carroll battling here for 3rd off the corner. Jeremy Hewish will hold on to the spot, so he'll come home with 3rd. Carroll will go 7 to 4. Ryan Timms gets the easy 100 points in heat race number 3. 113 for Adam Trimble.
Good run for Adam after starting 6th in the 5T out of Pueblo, Colorado.
Well, I think with Bender out, he actually ended up starting 4th. So that, I believe, is only going to be 103 points for Trimble.
Scott Jordan, Max Adams, row number 1. Justin Zimmerman and Austin Langenstein in row 2. Parker Perry inside row number 3. He has got Gunnar Setzer to his outside. Michael Pickens and Seth Shibester and J.J. Yaley. Heat 4 going to be some fun here at the Expo Raceway. We've got Earl Hoon Jr. ready with ATJ Forge Pit Report.
Yeah, I got Ryan Timms up here. Another solid run. Started on the pole, able to get that win there. Anything you can learn there coming up for the qualifier?
I don't know. I think we could maybe make our car a little bit better. It's really good, obviously. Just trying to, I didn't feel like 100% super great, but really good. So hopefully that puts us decent in the qualifiers. Not really where you want to start in a Chili Bowl heat race, but feeling good so far.
By the way, guys, Ryan Timms, he's one of 2 drivers to win the Tuscarora 50 and the Knoxville Nationals in the same year. Kenny Weld was able to do it in 1973, and a man named Doug Wolfgang able to do it in 1984 and 85.
Well, guys, how about it? We're always trying to innovate and find some new stuff, and we are going on board with Michael Pickens, the FloRacing in-car camera up and functional. What a view this is.
Definitely pretty neat. Had that on my car on practice day. It was interesting to go back and watch, and gives you guys a good, good view of how unsmooth kind of this dirt track racing is, and a lot of vibrations and just bumps along the way. So, yeah, great look at Michael Pickens here rolling off from P7.
Midget as a car here in open world is already a little naturally shaky.
Yeah.
It's got a vibration to it almost, right?
Yep. These engines are twisting, so many RPMs, and
green flag out. Max Adams looking to roll through free off the high groove, and Adams on lap number 1 has got it. Look at that gigantic traffic jam in and behind him. See Pickens working the low side. We've got cars together, and we'll put one on its side. That's Shebester's 54S.
Yes, that's Shebester. Wrong place, wrong time. No fault of his own, but
gonna be even more upset when he realizes the front end's knocked out of that thing, and his heat race is gonna be over.
I think he figured it out. Just slam the steering wheel against the dash.
Hook being called for.
Is that Scott Jordan, I think? The HJS, the other car involved there, I believe.
Jordan, your pole sitter. Let's take a look as we get into the corner again. Yeah, just
I think contact there with Parker Perry.
5 cars going for 2 positions and 3 lanes, again on a track that's still developing.
Yeah. Nerf bar into the right rear for Seth, and obviously left side, same situation, super upset.
Well, I'll get to thrashing. Could have a long night of racing potentially.
We didn't get to hear too much from Brian Ward last night, but the guys are making up for that early. Brian, you're with Seth.
Yeah, I've got Seth Shebester here. Got over and kind of fell there on your left side. They get you dumped over. What goes through your mind leading up to that, and then after they turn you back on wheels?
I was just trying to get back going. I messed up on the start, got into the dude on the inside of me, and drug the wall. So I was just trying to get my feet back under me. And once I looked up, the dude was spun out in front of me. I just had nowhere to go.
Nowhere to go, guys. The 54S will go off on the hook. And one last quick note, I ran into AJ Bender on the last ride through the pits. He said he blew the motor. So that's why he did not come out in the last heat race.
Brian Ward from pit side. At least flop the shock spraying up on the car. Come on, guys. Those are expensive pieces. The days of the $75 right out of the box shock here at the Chili Bowl are pretty well gone. Max Adams 1 lap into this. Justin Zimmerman sits second. Gunnar Setzer is going to take that 6-3 look on 1 lap in and be pretty darn happy with it. And 4th will be Perry. 5th, Pickens, as we're back to action. Down in the bottom, Setzer going 6-2 here, as he's going to just wedge his way to the inside and get underneath Zimmerman.
Michael Pickens down to the inside of Zimmerman as well. Zimmerman losing some spots. Perry, Pickens, and now Yaley all trying to work by the 1Z. They will do so, and Pickens a wild ride over here in turn number 4. Just got up on the bike and cartwheeling.
I wonder what that's going to look like in the in-car camera footage that
I don't even see it anymore.
Yeah.
I don't even see it on the top of the frame.
So Pickens was moving forward through this field, challenging up for a top 3 run, and upside down. Question is, what's the extent of the damage on it? They're not picking it. It's rolling.
Pickens. He'll go to the attention of Lacey Doyle. See him just, right up on the bike there in the middle, and it cartwheeled pretty safe. I'd say if there's any damage, it's going to be on the left front. Here's a look at your live onboard. And it's just, I mean, it happens all so quick, guys.
That is a unique version of the K1 race gear instant replay.
Yeah. Ronnie Gardner there. Bill Guess.
You're fine.
Looking
Go
over,
run
trying
it.
to find it. I do think it took really, ginger and forgiving hits.
Yeah, it looked like a lot to front and rear bumper.
They're gonna have
it
to
made pretty good contact there.
Hope for a yellow here. Yeah.
Back to action. It's Adams, Setzer, Perry. 1, 2, and 3. J.J. Yaley sniffing some opportunity here. From dead last to 4th, he eclipses the Dolly Parton run, and now 9-3 is within sight for him. Son on the steering wheel up in the high groove. Zimmerman still battling back to the inside. The caution came 1 lap too late for Michael Pickens.
It's Langstein in the 7NC, who had contact earlier in the race with Seth Shabester.
Yeah, he was the one involved with Shabester there.
Yep.
Trying to interpret the hand signals.
I was trying to do the same.
Yeah, I am not figuring anything out on that.
And I think he's giving a thumbs up now. I don't know.
It's a special version of sign language that goes on between the drivers and the track workers. It rolls. If it steers and fires off, tag up at the back and get going. We've already knocked out 2 in Pickens and Shabester, so we'll see how it continues on as...
Yeah, if you're able to keep going, those 2 guys dropping out now saves you a couple of points. Langenstein started this one in 4th.
Your simple math, it's 12 points a spot if you're going forward, right?
Correct, I think 7.5 if you're going backwards. Something like that.
I think that's right. 6.5 or 7.5.
Yeah. So they will. Langenstein, I don't think, was able to get it refired. So they'll push him to the infield, and he will camp there for the remainder of this heat race. Heat race number 4.
Parker Perry doing a good job holding off the former Chili Bowl champion and J.J. Yaley. Noted Parker's really good run 2 years ago at the Tulsa Shootout, running second to Kyle Larson in the Winged A class division.
Yep, got the approval to run here at the Chili Bowl, did the youngster.
Gunnar Setzer still with a really good opportunity to do something. We got 5 laps left in this. Setzer goes way up high, runs it down the hill, makes up some ground on the steady Max Adams. Adams will hold him off that time around.
Yes, Setzer got a little hoppy there through the middle of 3 and 4. Perry opens the door on the bottom for Yaley. Yaley not close enough to take advantage. Now he rides the bike as well. He'll lose a spot to Zimmerman.
Turns 3 and 4 right through there has been your problem zone.
It looks kind of ripply if you catch one of them wrong. You saw what it did to Pickens, almost did the same to Yaley. Yaley able to save it. Lap and a half to go now. Setzer continuing to hang in striking distance of Max Adams. Adams, though, not giving him an opening. White flag is out. Setzer trying to peek a nose to the bottom here in 1 and 2. Adams motors off at turn number 2 at the lead here on the final lap.
Off the corner, heat race win. It was just a paint-by-numbers version of how to win from the pole for Max Adams there. Adams with the W. Setzer 2, Perry 3, Zimmerman and Yaley. Still a good run, but could have been a lot more as we finish up the 4th heat race.
Yeah, for a minute there, it looked like 9-3 was in play for Yaley, which would have been worth 116. That would have put him second on the charts. Instead, it's a Dolly Parton 9-5 and 92 points. Still will get him in a qualifier and actually on the bubble for the inversion. Tuesday night average for the invert, 92.4. And I know, Clinton, you're hoping to miss that when you're on the bubble. If you're on it to make the qualifier, you want to get in, obviously. If the invert, though, you want to miss it.
Let's check in. TJ Forge Pit Report, Blake Anderson.
Max Adams' second career heat race win here at the Chili Bowl. You had to earn that one, though. How hard is it to stay patient when you get so many late yellows like that?
Yeah, even the early yellows, it was like just 1 lap at a time. It was lap 1 and then caution, lap 2, caution, lap 3, caution. But just got to stay patient and kind of have to watch the track because it started slicking it up there
by the end of the heat race, I got really free, but just got to pay attention, watch the track, and do your best. I figured the guys behind me were probably coming. I felt okay out front, but couldn't hear anyone, so we'll work on this thing and get ready for the qualifier.
Max Adams, an F main winner back in 2024, trying to lock into his 3rd career prelim A main and his first since 2023.
Thank you, Blake Anderson. Heat race number 5. This is a good one. You're going to want to stick around for it. Casey Hicks and Chad Kincaid on the front row. A former Chili Bowl champion, John Haydenreich and Brenham Crouch in row number 2. Gavin Bushell and Connor Lundy in row 3. Jace Park and Connor Lee in row 4. And Ty Gibbs in row number 5.
Yeah, heat race number 5's a good one. Again, you've got the retro feel. Oh, look out. Front row stalling out.
Not good.
Casey Hicks. But you've got the retro feel with Heidenreich and the 60-year-old rookie and Chad Kincaid off the front row now. And then all of those young hot shots. Bushell, Brenham Crouch, got to give him his flowers. That was a really hard run he made last year to end up runner-up on his prelim night. And boy, Brenham is stage up for a really big 2026. You know, the brain power in that CJB camp is pretty incredible that they've got coming into their sprint car operation.
Yeah.
So we're going to get a little replay coming up here of what just happened to Hicks, we understand. All right, so watch the pace truck, guys. Oh. Yeah, don't pull a Cole Trickle.
Yeah.
Could his pace truck not going fast enough, or?
Well, I mean,
I don't know. You know,
I'm sure they tell the pace truck driver to go a certain pace right here. I have always felt like, yeah, it kind of is fairly slow, and I think that's why we're going to see him get his spot back here. Is just ran out of room with the pace truck.
Yeah, there's plenty of buffer now before he pulls off into the infield. So
and quickly the pace picks up.
Hey, we all got to make adjustments as we go here, guys. Green flag is out here on heat race number 5. Hicks able to jump out to the lead. Crouch now in the clutches. Here goes Bushell to the inside. Bushell trying to grab 2 spots, maybe 3, as he's to the inside of Kincaid here for 2nd. Oh, Hicks gets sideways. Casey Hicks got sideways. Now we've got them piled up. We got 3 cars stopped here in turn number 2. I think that all started with your leader, Casey Hicks, getting a little bit sideways.
That was an unfortunate sequence of events all the way through it. You saw Hicks having to back her up a little bit. Bushell's off the hammer. Kincaid zips up and around, and then it just spirals from there back. Let's get a look at the K1 Race Gear instant replay and see for yourself.
That's a really good job by Bushell. Crouch stalls it, and everyone piles in. Jace Park behind him. Just really nowhere to go for anybody.
Yeah, I mean, that's a true chain reaction there. I mean, I think Connor Lee was your 9th place car, and it started with the 1st place car getting a little bit sideways. So that is truly
best case scenario for all 3 of them, though, is they avoided significant damage of any kind, at least that we saw. So we'll have another chance with only a lap into this to restart at the back of the field and try to pick their way through. Now and on a single file restarts, you got a little more space to work with. That'll help.
We're having issues with the side-by-side here. There we go.
There she is.
Everybody's on the lead lap now, including the push vehicles. All right, so Crouch fires back off in the Horizon Whiskey number 1C.
I believe Connor Lee is fired off as well. So everybody that was stopped over there in 3 is refired. Jace Park as well.
So this is a gigantic benefit for Ty Gibbs. Started 9th, now has some free spots within this lineup.
Yeah,
Only a lap down.
Don't you have Ty Gibbs?
I do. I also have Brenham Crouch.
Oh, okay. So. All right. Welcome to the party,
I thought you weren't going to reveal the dirt draft lineup.
Well, now it's locked in.
So.
It's coming out slowly. Green is out. Heidenreich bouncing off the back of Kincaid. Down there looking to the bottom is Mundy trying to get around. Settle down, guys. Long heat race to go. Heidenreich and Mundy together. Oh, they're bouncing off each other back there. Meanwhile, for the lead, Gavin Bushell up on Hicks, and he'll make the pass.
I don't think Jace Park is out yet. Jace Park's in the work area, so his heat race is going to be done. Bochelle to the lead. Hicks in second. And Gavin Bochelle trying to set sail now. Kyle Busch probably at home watching, enjoying what he's seeing out of his driver. As Ty Gibbs 9-3 now. Ty Gibbs trying to set himself up well. 9-2's 128 would make him the new high point man. Trying to go after Casey Hicks.
One more spot to grab, 3 laps to do it. Gibbs dialing up on the back of Hicks. Down around the low side of the speedway. Now Gibbs closes even more. 2 laps to figure it out, going for high point.
Does Gibbs move up to the top side? I imagine Hicks is going to stay committed to the bottom. Gibbs trying to nose underneath of him or go to the top. Followed him around that time. Now he gets a launch off of 4 to the inside, and Ty Gibbs will work off of turn 2. He's 1 smooth corner away from high point man here. 5 heat races in. Gavin Bochelle goes 5-1 worth 120 points, 128 for Ty Gibbs. How about that?
Wow.
That sequenced out just perfect for Gibbs.
Yes. Yeah, Ty Gibbs, 128, will climb to the top of the points chart here as we are past the halfway point of heat races. Gavin Bochelle's 120 points put him 3rd, and nobody else in that heat race into the 90s. Connor Lundy had 89.
And we are halfway through our heat races, 5 down and 4 to go. As you look at the BR Motorsports speed shot from corner number 4, Blake Hahn, the crown prince of the arena here. He sits on the pole of this one. Cam Schaefer to his outside. Ryan Bowers and Kate Taylor making up row number 2. Will Garrett's Kyle Jones in row number 3. Ricky Thornton Jr. inside row 4. Michael Magic to his outside. And Brandon Lewis out of Broken Arrow starts in position 9 here for this heat race. But we got to check in with Earl Hood Jr. up top.
A tremendous run by this young man, Gavin Bochelle. 5-1 run. That's going to put you in the top 5 in points right now, man. Unbelievable. I just told you, you're a hell of a wheelman in asphalt, and I think you found something here on this dirt stuff.
Oh, yeah. I wasn't very good in hot laps. Just kind of still getting my feet under me. But no, Big Al is one of the best in this building, so it makes my job a little bit easier. So should be good for points on qualifiers. So be close to the front and try to have a 6-1 run.
Caleb Hart, Gavin Bochelle is a 3-time winner of the World Series race down at New Smyrna that takes place in February, guys.
Yeah, Kyle Larson, I mean, I didn't feel like he did anything really impressive. I mean, heat race, obviously not flipping was impressive.
Kyle didn't do anything very impressive at all. Almost flipping his heat race, come from the back. Nothing that impressive.
Well, he ended up restarting 4th after that. So, it just didn't, I feel like, blew anybody's doors off through heat race and qualifier and ended up starting 4th and obviously rode that to the win.
Hahn leads him down the front straightaway. Cam Schaefer with them.
Look out, Terry.
Hot feet down on the front row.
Safe is the call by Christy McDougal.
Ryan Bowers, 55B.
Yep.
Sneaking around in there. Wing sprint car driver from Minnesota. Returning to the Kuba family roots of midget racing. As Ryan married Joe Kuba's daughter, Anna. And, wheel stand with a little extra there at the end to help finish her off. One more time from the turn 1 cam. Hooah! Didn't hit the cone.
Nope.
Yep. Didn't go below the cone or did not pass before the cone either.
It's like you've heard me say that a time or two.
Yeah. At every driver's meeting you've ever been to.
Yep. So we'll reline these guys up. Bowers was the, was it UMSS? I'm trying to remember the acronym for that 360 group that runs up there. Used to run wing and non-wing both. I'll remember it.
I was going to say, you'll have a second because Michael Magic came to a stop on the back straightaway there.
Magic originally out of Georgia, relocated to Indiana to get more midget racing in. Dad Mike doing a lot of fabricating and such like that as well.
There was another hand signal. And doesn't look like he's going to get much midget racing in right now. Doesn't look like the 41M wants to fire. And yeah, he is going to make the right turn into the work area. And right up the ramp. the 8th starting position. Again, as we talk about, it is from where you take the original green flag, which we did take, but with Magic starting in 8th, nobody really there to gain anything of consequence. As we are green, second go at it. And Hahn quickly out to the lead. Cam Schaefer will settle into second. We got a 3-car battle here for third. RTJ 7th to 3rd here in the early going. Will Garrett's bounces it off the wall. He'll get it stable back underneath of him. Kyle Jones back there in the 4th spot. Ricky Thornton Jr. 7-1 would put him at 130. Of course, Blake Hahn's a long way out in front. Ricky right now just trying to get second. Second would be worth 118 for RTJ. I'm sure he'd take that, but Kyle Jones creeping into the picture now in one of those Tim Engler rides. So Ricky will climb to the top in 1 and 2 up into the dirty stuff, though. It will not work. And Jones now takes that 3rd spot away from him. Both Jones and Thornton on the back bumper of Schaefer. And now Ricky will try it again to the top down here in 1 and 2. Doesn't go quite as high. A little bit better for him. And he'll hang right with this duo. 2nd, 3rd, and 4th on your screen. Blake Hahn is in another zip code right now. Hahn 2.5 seconds ahead of Schaefer, Jones, and RTJ.
Don't sleep on how good a race car driver Kyle Jones is.
No,
he can
sure.
wheel a car, and especially here at the Expo, as he is trying to just wedge his way underneath Schaefer for the spot.
Cam Schaefer doing everything he can to hold on to that 2-2 run. They are all over him. Schaefer has not made a mistake to let him get by. It's going to be an easy heat race win for Blake Hahn. Nothing easy about 2nd, 3rd, and 4th right now. Oh, Ricky nearly got up on the bike. Jones will make the pass in the final corner. Kyle Jones gets that 2nd spot. 6-2 for Kyle Jones will be worth 113. So Blake Hahn gets the win. Kyle Jones 113. He gets 2nd. Cam Schaefer 3rd. A Blake Anderson run for Ricky Thornton Jr. 7-4. And Will Garrett's rounds out the top 5. Blake Anderson, we saw a Blake Anderson run out of that heat race, and Blake Anderson has Blake Hahn at the top of the ramp.
We're full of Blakes here. Blake Hahn, 6th career heat race win here at the Chili Bowl. And Blake, you don't run a midget a lot. You're a 360 guy, full-time at the ASCS again. How special is it to get in a midget at this race and run strong like you usually do, because it means so much to your family?
Man, it means a lot, absolutely. It feels good to be able to come out and have the speed that we do. Like you said, we only get to run this once or twice a year. So anytime we get to come here and have good speed like this, it means a lot. So we're excited. Being able to start on the pole, we knew we had to win that one. So we get what we get there, and we don't throw a fit. So see where we start in the qualifier. Hopefully we can put on a good show for these guys.
Looking to lock into his 11th prelim A-main, guys, and his 8th straight if he can run strong in the qualifier.
Blake's a poet. You didn't know it. Heat 7 on track. Zach Weigel, Brandon Carr, front row. Caleb Martin and Kevin Bayer in row number 2. Sheldon Creed goes inside. Row number 3 for a little NASCAR flavor for you. Chance Morton to the outside of him in the 7MF. Corbin Ruschenberg inside row 4. Garrett Williamson, single R, single T for the 92, and Jeff Watson in the 25W make up your 9 cars.
For my friends watching home in the Northeast, if you don't know, Jeff Watson, one of us Northeast modified guys, 3rd in the 358 standings at the Lebanon Valley Speedway last year.
You're not going to start with a one of us.
One of us, maybe.
Okay.
If he runs well, we'll see.
Weigel off to a good start on the inside. Cars together in turn number 1. We'll have to try this. Can't park there, bud. No, can't park there.
Usually frowned upon.
Good job by Garrett Williamson to throttle his way through that.
So that's your 21 of Caleb Martin, who's the front spun out car.
That is, I believe, Chance Morton, the 7MF, the car with the left front lodged up on the top of the K-rail there.
I think we got lucky that that left front wasn't more lodged underneath the fence and in between the guardrail, as we'll watch it again here on the K1 Race Gear Instant Replay.
Didn't we have a speed cam somewhere down there, too? Yes.
And the VR Motorsports Speed Shot going to show us it one more time as well.
The speed cam was lucky, too. That was about 10 feet further into the corner. It might not be there anymore.
Got a chance to go talk with Jacob at K1 Race Gear, sponsor of our instant replays here, and he was telling me he was texting you, Clinton, the other day when I was asking you how many K1 custom suits you were at now, and I thought it might be at 6 or
7.
But
oh god,
even more than that.
Yes.
I love the fact that he had that quick info. That's kind of cool.
Yes.
Shout out to Jake. They got almost the entire crew here today. Jake, Desiree's up there. Busy getting measured up for some custom suits and such. Another one of the great things to see if you're making your way to Tulsa up at the trade show. The K1 display is right across from the FloRacing trailer up there. So go get your Flo merch and go check out some safety gear from K1. While they line back up, I'll take a second and thank more of our sponsors, the guys who bring us this race, as we have to thank Hyper Racing, Burdick's RV Center, Race Car Engineering, Competition Suspension, Rod End Supply, amongst the others who power our coverage here of the 40th Chili Bowl Nationals. Powered on by NOS Energy Drink, WWT Raceway, MD3, the newest from 5-Star Bodies, your sprint car body, Factory 14, Buzzy Racing Products, MPD, Jugo Superfoods, and Visit Tulsa. Lights out, second try here of heat race number 7.
We need to get some action rolling here again.
Weigel down off the bottom, 1 and 2, and another good start for him. Trying to drive away Brandon Carr in a Keith Koontz Motorsports entry here this week. He had an interesting shootout. Now following Weigel into the corner, half a groove lower than he is. Almost showed him a nose, but Weigel denies him that time out of the second turn.
Yeah, Weigel kind of got the launch there off the corner and able to shut the door on Carr's run. Carr trying to keep coming after him. Corbin Ruschenberg able to slip underneath Sheldon Creed. So Ruschenberg up into the 3rd spot now from the 7th starting spot. Shuffles Creed back to 4th.
Again, Corbin shaking off a lot of the rust. Again, he has dropped 10 pounds in the last 30 days due to illness and injury. He is working his way back in here. First competitive laps in a while. And here we are at the halfway point. Good point scoring run for him. Sitting in 3rd and see if he can make up any ground on Brandon Carr with now 3 laps to go.
Yeah, Weigel had that pressure from Carr early, but he has settled that down and driven away. 7 MF of Chance Morton trying to come back through the field. He makes a move on Jeff Watson for the 7th spot. Now he's got Garrett Williamson just ahead of him. You wonder if any of the contact there as Williamson tried to throttle through bent anything in the front end. Williamson hasn't really made too many moves since that opening lap yellow as the white flag is out for Weigel.
Zach Weigel making this look awfully easy. Your Ohio-based driver will roll hard out of 4, and 100 points in pocket later, Weigel takes the win. Across the line, he is your 2nd highest point scorer is Carr, and then Ruschenberg for 106, putting it in after the heat race.
Much different racetrack than we saw last night, guys. This thing is fairly bottom dominant still, with the top of the racetrack looking like there should be moisture up there, but it's just honestly too dirty and I think dry. It's kind of a false reading up there. So these guys starting to kind of figure that out. I think for the 2 heat races before this, I think, you know, heat race 6 and 5, they probably thought that top's going to be coming in. We can go do it, and just never worked out for those guys. And now we're starting to figure out, okay, it's just not there. There's no sense in us even trying.
I feel like 2 of you have been watching. I mean, the top of turn 3 is probably not worth, you know, one of those, the juice isn't worth the squeeze,
that's
even if you do get a run, you know?
Yeah, that's no man's zone right now. If you want to add to the Eibach Springs flip count, try the top of 3.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which is going to make this really fascinating here in the next 2 heat races for the guys starting in the back who need to move forward. They're either have to race their own groove in or muscle up and start beep coming through.
Yeah.
Austin Wood, Dayton Shelton, Hank Davis, and Zach Dahm in that second row are really good starting spots here for this. Devin Camfield, Trent Way, Mark Daly, and Troy Betts making up the lineup here. 8 cars, 8 laps. First of the 8-car heat races, guys, as it's been 9 all the way up until now.
You guys talked about it, the increased car count. I mean, we had some 7-car heat races at the end of towards the end of heat races yesterday, and now just now getting into the 8-car heat races is Earl Hoons at the top of the ramp with the TJ Ford's Pit Report.
Thank you, Chris Moore. You got Zach Weigel up here. We were just talking about the track surface. The guys were also talking about it down at the booth. And it looks like it's going through a little bit of a transition right now. It looks like the bottom is going to be the preferred line.
Yeah, man, I've never seen the bottom hang on for this long. There's still a bunch of juice right through the center. I think we can get a little more speed out of the car. We missed the track just a tad, but just thankful for Pat O'Dell for giving me this opportunity. It's a great piece, and I'm excited for the rest of the night.
Zach Weigel is a past winner of the Fireman's National, guys, at the Angel Park Speedway.
Crumble up top and not necessarily building in any sort of cushion like we saw last night. So track crew will definitely go to work after these heat races, I'm sure, and try to tilt that top and start creating a cushion around the top side of the Expo.
These 8 drivers, hey, you got the track you got to make something happen with it. Let's see who can get excited and go forward. It's an excellent start off the inside. A little too excellent? Well, might get bailed out by one spin into a stop in turn 1.
Yeah, Hank Davis. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Went right to the top in 1 and 2. 17C of Devin Camfield, the car stopped there.
Even to that point, I felt like Hank Davis didn't really go anywhere when he went to the top. It brought Zach Dahm straight to his left rear. So, Hank Davis is going to be gifted the front row here. And hopefully he can take advantage of it and just stay on the bottom. Here's a look at your K1 Race Gear replay. And Hank shoots to the top. You see how far Zach was behind, and then all of a sudden coming out of corner exit, they're side by side. So
unfortunately, we didn't get to see if there was launch for Davis to get a run down the backstretch with the yellow.
Some of these drivers are going to have a long memory, too. Some of them are going to go all the way back to heat race number 1 when they saw Kyle Beilman get in, kind of in through that middle and catch some character and send the car wonky and go, I don't want any piece of that yet. Especially if they're looking in on it and it's not really well run in surface at this point.
Correct, yeah. We are missing a car out of this heat race. I believe Trent Way, the 9NZ, who was scheduled for 6th. I believe the car not out there. And, well, it worked out better for Davis this time. They all kind of moved up for him, and Davis will muscle his way underneath to the lead. And now, boy, these 6 cars are log jammed behind the 27F of Austin Wood. And Zach Dahm will go to the top, driving up alongside him here into turn number 3.
Dom's got really, really good power. I don't know that upper groove was truly better. I think you just have a really good race car there that Zach's pedaling around and got into the spot.
Yeah, and excuse me, it's the 2MD of Mark Daly who's not out there. Way is out there. Is Troy Betts. Betts started this one.
Problem for Austin Wood, he's into the infield. We saw issues for him in hot laps as well, so that'll be the start of a long night for him.
Betts started this in 7th. He's now up to 3rd. Solid run for the Mid-Atlantic Sprint Series 305 champion up in the Northeast.
It's Trent Way making a big move there in turn 4. Getting crafty. It's a hard contact battle behind him.
Yeah, Camfield getting by Shelton. Shelton got the backup alarm on right now. The 77S back to 6th with just 6 cars remaining on the racetrack. Hank Davis, there he is, that Matt Seymour Racing 29S machine. He's got about 2 seconds back to Zach Dahm. You're going to look at the points right now. 111 for Betts, 110 for Davis, and 103 for Dahm if these positions hold here in the final lap.
Oh, I don't think Hank's in any trouble. What do you think? Comes off the corner. Margin of victory here in this one. Get out the sundial. As 2.154 seconds to Dahm. 4 seconds then back to Troy Betts in a dominating performance. TJ Ford's Pit Report with Blake Anderson.
Hank Davis 3-1. 4th career Chili Bowl heat race win. Check 1 down. Hank, how things feel? You dominated that one.
Yeah, I know. We feel really good. I felt like we were a little off practice day, but we got the car better there. And big shout out to B-Walks. He gave me a little motivation here at the start of this night.
There we go. Brian Walker is all you need. A little motivation from B-Walks, the 2023 prelim night winner, looking to lock into a 6th straight prelim and 4th straight big dance on Saturday night.
Thank you, Blake Anderson. Yeah, Hank looking to get it going here. Try and grab prelim win number 2. And, you know, when he got it a couple years ago, it felt like felt like that was the big win for him. I feel like this year he's looking at winning tonight and then trying to do it again on Saturday.
Yeah, it really opened up Hank's career, too. He spent a full season this year running wing sprint cars, and I think all that translates into momentum and, just feeling good. Before that, I don't know that Hank necessarily was racing full-time and full-size cars. So, yeah, we're moving on to heat number 9, our final one.
Yeah, final heat race of Warren Cat qualifying night here of the Chili Bowl Nationals, powered by NOS Energy Drink. Luke Storer, Miles Tomlinson, Zoe Pierce, Trent Dixon, Cy Lynch, Jonathan Beeson, Dalton England, and Drake Troutman. Troutman going to be fun to watch here from 8th, the late model star, with an opportunity for some passing points, and now he's just hoping the right front on that race car is okay, as the 8J of Jonathan Beeson.
They have the welcome to the NFL moment, welcome to the MLB. Drake Troutman, welcome to the Chili Bowl.
Yeah, it can happen quick.
Expo giveth, Expo taketh away on Jonathan Beeson.
Yeah, you get a look here, and I didn't see anything that would have shot Trent Dixon to the right there.
I do.
There it is.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Yep, that was a better angle to see it.
This is Zoe Pierce's car, and that's going to be the end of it for Beeson right there. He'll be D main bound, C main bound.
Yeah, I think we're on the bubble of D or C mains.
Well,
boy,
6th place start, 8th place finish, theoretically. That's going to be worth a whole lot of 48 points.
Wow.
Man. You don't even make it to the start-finish line.
Ibach Springs flip count now up to 17 here on our 40th annual Chili Bowl Nationals broadcast, powered by NOS Energy Drink. They're going to have to thrash a little bit because D's come quick.
Yeah, won't take long. Luckily, a front end change should be fairly simple for a crew like Beeson's.
Yeah, they're probably already up there with the tools ready to go.
I feel like Jonathan probably is going to have the right mindset, is the kind of guy who can have the right mindset about this. There are drivers who would look at that starting spot, take the expectations that Beeson had, have that happen, and it would wreck them. And it would be hard for them to pull out of it. I think Jonathan's got a good viewpoint about how racing goes sometimes, and if anybody's going to be able to just flush this and start moving forward, he is one of those guys.
Yeah.
We're down to 6.
Yep.
And depending on how we score that might be the difference between 6 to 8 and 6 to 7 for Beeson.
Yeah.
So.
Well, Trent Dixon's the other car who was not out there. So I would imagine it's going to be 6 to 8 for Beeson.
Back to green.
You got Cy Lynch trying to make that extreme outside work down in 1 and 2. Just not there yet. He'll lose a couple of spots. Troutman able to get by.
He could be everybody else's best friend and go race himself a groove right now. And the rest of the pit area would love him, unfortunately.
Cy Lynch turned around in the 7M, just overcooked the biscuits in turns 1 and 2.
Yeah, it's just not there right now. Like I said, it's just so dirty up there.
Yeah.
Is his left rear down just a hair?
Definitely running lower air pressure. I'm going to guess that's probably like 4.5 pounds air. 4.5.
It looks soft.
See Cy kind of whips it into 1 and 2, gets tight, gets free. It's kind of all over the board there.
Tried to get up if he could carry that momentum, and there's something to grab onto up there. That would have been perfect. Just not right now. Not in the cards for Cy Lynch.
Yeah. I know Cy also was questionable to race today, battling some sort of illness, just flu, stomach bug type illness, and so
there is something going around. A number of people have caught it. Our thoughts with Tyler back in the hotel room again.
Yeah. Jordan flu game here. Cy didn't find that one.
Well, fortunately for him, he still got time. Only 1 lap complete. Cy started this in 5th, and with just 6 cars out there, he can get ahead of maybe 2. I mean, that'll be good for 84 points and put him in a qualifier. But
Clint, you ever find it funny how you never hear about a LeBron flu game?
Oh, here we go. He had the cramp game in the finals, or conference finals, a couple of years ago, or several years ago. It was.
Never heard of it. Back straightaway battle for 2nd. As you've got Pearson England getting after it. Zoe Pierce, the 2ZP, and Shannon McQueen ride. Down, running around the low side. Dalton England, he's from 7th here out of Springfield, Illinois. 7th all the way up to 3rd. It's a good point scoring run for him already.
Yeah, grabbed the free spots with the wreck there on the front stretch on the first lap, and now trying to work on Pierce for this runner-up spot. But again, as we've seen, bottom side where you want to be, and Pierce just trying not to make a mistake and open the door.
It's starting to get to the point where if you get your right side too far off the bottom, it's slick enough that you'll skate and you can drive underneath it, but
nobody willing to move up to take advantage of, you know, somebody skating down there on the bottom.
It's going to be something like that where Pierce got in, had widened the entry just enough and couldn't pin the low side, where England's got his chance. However, Pierce recovers, gets back to the throttle just in time with 1 to go.
Yeah, final heat race coming to a close here. England continuing to try and pressure Zoe Pierce. Luke Storer is going to get the win. No problems for Luke. Pierce will hold on to 2nd. Dalton England, Miles Tomlinson, and Drake Troutman, your top 5.
Point this out, Chris, because I can't remember the last time this happened. That is Australia 1-2 in the heat race.
Yeah.
Cool finish for cool finish for our Aussie friends. Way to go, guys. As Storer and Pierce, uno dos, there in the final heat race of the night. All right, we got to check in our final TJ Forge pit report from our heat race winner interviews. Earl Hoon Jr., who you got?
Luke Storer here, able to win the final heat race of the night. All smiles from you. I mean, looks like this track is going pretty bottom dominant right now. So when you're starting on the pole, how big of a smile and how much are you licking your chops?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, we're a bit worried with the pill draw starting off the front, but yeah, really happy to capitalize on it and get the win. And yeah, just a big shout out to the all the Second Opinion Auto team. They put in a massive effort, and yeah, there's a lot of people. Wayne, obviously the car owner, and Dan and Patricia for all they do. Yeah, so it's a massive team effort, and obviously yeah, Elite Pools and Outdoor Living for all they do, and yeah, all the other partners on the car.
Luke Storer capitalizing on that pole starting spot, guys. 1-1, 100 points. You said that, Chris Moore. By the way, Storer is a Chariots of Thunder Sprint Car Series champion in Australia.
Outside of driving race cars, of course, or working on race cars, etc., because we've got cars at the track for the first
Depends on the day.
D feature. Well, Clinton, we were talking off air about where Brenham Crouch would end up. How about the inside row here in a D feature? Brenham Crouch and Ben Kovich, Michael Pickens and Austin Wood, Tennessee version, Noah Madler and the former Chili Bowl champion John Heidenreich, Seth Shabester, Jace Park, Kayla Martin, and AJ Bender. This is not a heat race. This is not an A main. This is a D feature on night number 2 of the Chili Bowl Nationals Warren Cat qualifying night. Holy cow. Well, the field will form up. 8 make the call.
I'll tell you what, guys. We're rolling past it on camera right now. The Top Row Rowdies seemingly have been a bit quiet this evening. Haven't been making any train noises, anything like that. Let's see if this D main can get them fired up.
Your deep runs have been completed before the last lap. Your guys have been in position with 3-4 laps to go. So far, we got to do something. We'll wake them up.
Yeah, I was going to say, hopefully the on-track action does something here to get them going, as Brenham Crouch will lead the opening lap. Ben Kovich, after his nasty flip, trying to hold off Michael Pickens.
Kovich and Pickens, both a couple Auckland, New Zealand guys racing over here in America right now for the final transfer spot in the D main.
Pickens gets the car rotated off the corner, steals the spot away from Kovich. These guys are fighting to try not to run in the Q and P and O and N main events on Saturday morning.
Pickens' car definitely looks a bit more stable on this live onboard. You can see able to work his right rear up into that cushion, turn down off of it, try to grab the moisture and make a run downhill at Brenham Crouch.
Here's the live shot from the top of the Pickens cage. Rolling up on the back of Brenham Crouch, and Pickens.
That's just what Pickens wanted. Get Brenham Crouch starting his corner down low, and then Pickens can cross him over.
And that's how quick it can go awry. So Pickens now with 6 laps left has to go all the way to the back of the field.
He's going to see turn 3 in his nightmares tonight.
He's going to never run an onboard camera again. That's what's going to happen.
There are guys that think it's bad luck.
Yeah.
I know the first one that comes to mind with that is Tyler Courtney. Tyler just absolutely despises having onboard cameras.
I'm trying to remember year one of Pickens running the Swindell car. Wasn't that car loaded with GoPros up on the top of it? Or in-car camera?
We may have another view at this, but Pickens gets into turn 3 and listen along to his throttle.
Was there contact right rear to left front there?
Well, yeah, but Pickens just lays back in the throttle in the center of the corner, and I think it picks his front wheels up, and his right rear is in that heavy moisture, so that right rear is what grabs the moisture first. It kind of runs him down the hill at Brenham. We've seen Pickens starting, outside in corners before, so just drove his left front straight down into Brenham's right rear.
Big time punishment of Pickens as he's now at the back of the field. And boy, Jace Park might have just got the get out of jail free card.
Yeah, we take 4 out of the C's to the back of the B's, but only 2 here from the D's to the back of the C's. So Jace Park gets the advantage into that second spot with Pickens' issues, and now Pickens trying to work by Shabester here for 5th and 6th.
We're going to talk about racing in the sense of urgency. Pickens has got to get like a car a lap here, and probably a caution to get the front 2 from being completely gone. This is looking darn near impossible, and some people are about to be crying over their Chili Bowl pools.
Yeah, for sure. There are Michael Pickens not a position he expected to be in.
And last night, which went so smooth for your perceived front runners, we didn't end up with a bunch of guys that we thought, wow, he should be having a better night than what he was. It feels like just about everybody who we look at and go, he should make a qualifier, did.
Right.
Completely different scenario here tonight on the Tuesday night of the Chili Bowl Nationals. Checkered flag coming.
Yeah, right now it looks like Brenham Crouch will keep his Tuesday night alive along with Jace Park. They will move on. Michael Pickens drives back to 3rd, but that is 1 spot short.
It's 178 people on Dirt Draft right now really upset that they picked Michael Pickens. Cool to see all the info we can
I'm surprised that that's all there is.
Yeah,
I would have thought there'd have been more.
12.7% of people on Dirt Draft took him tonight, so.
Well, for him, Ben Kovich, Noah Madler, Seth Shabester, Kayla Martin, AJ Bender, Austin Wood. It's a really early call on Saturday to go play race car. D2 is next with another 9 drivers. Oh, by the way, speaking of guys who got picked a lot on Dirt Draft, Trent Dixon, Ethan Mitchell. Mitchell certainly got a little bit of play here today. Mark Daly and this guy, Jonathan Beeson, outside road number 2. Kevin Mahoney and Ryan Bowers, Mike Magic, Darren Nida, and Ray Richards as D number 2. And it goes back to it too, Clinton. Depth of field, a lot of quality drivers and cars in this field. Something had to give, and unfortunately it was Rex turning in some of the fast guys, ending in deep. TJ Forge Pit Report with Earl Hoon.
Winner of D-Main number 1, Brenham Crouch. Brenham, a little controversy maybe there. Pickens was there, you didn't know, but no matter what, I would say this is probably a night from hell for you, but you're staying alive and trying to move on.
Yeah, like our heat race didn't go as planned whatsoever. We had high hopes. We've been chasing speed a little bit and dealing with some stuff out of our control, but there we got a lot more speed and was able to play with it as the race went on. I kind of saw Michael's nose, but I never really thought he was in a position to race me. He kind of showed me where to be. In the past, the top had come in after rework pretty soon. That's where I went. Clearly that wasn't the case, so I can take that knowledge into the C-Main here and see if we can't keep our night alive and try to help ourselves out for Saturday.
Brenham Crouch moving on here on a Tuesday night, guys.
I just want you to know my lineup, if you would have let me make that change, my lineup would look a lot better right now.
Oops.
I didn't have control. I didn't have control of your lineup.
You said I can keep it, but I didn't want to do that.
At least he picked all drivers that are here. The first
good start. It's a good. Yep. They can't win if they're not in the race.
Into the first corner, it's a good drive up and around for Ethan Mitchell. Only 2 will survive. Beeson gets up and around. He is into the second and final transfer. Nida now on the move. Bowers trying to follow him through up in the high groove.
Yeah, man, I mean, if you're Darren Nida right now, you think, okay, I'm in a D feature, but we shouldn't have any problems transferring out of that. You end up with Ethan Mitchell and Jonathan Beeson leading it right now. Beeson going to go to the bottom here on Mitchell. Again, only 2 will transfer. They're both in transfer spots right now, but with Darren Nida in third, you want to get to that lead and get away.
Beeson knows the value of getting off that bubble spot as well. Get to first. That way nothing weird happens to you on the final lap, as we got one up in smoke and down into the infield.
Trent Dixon, the D3, the car up in smoke. He's into the infield, so we are good to stay green. Ethan Mitchell, he shakes off the challenges of Jonathan Beeson. And
this is important, Trent. We have an outer groove developing.
Yeah. First time you guys have been up there kind of all night long, and a lot of grip now on the top side of the racetrack after the rework. You see guys getting tight on the curve up there, and that's not really going to get any higher in turns 3 and 4. 1 and 2 is still going to keep pushing up, but watch these guys do 3 and 4. The right rear is absolutely plugged against this ledge right there. You see it. They're already leaning on it. It's not going to just keep moving all the way up to the fence without a lot of guys up there really pushing on it.
Hard enough to just skip the cars off it depending on where they hit into it. Right on the back of Mitchell. There goes Beeson making a bid for the lead. Look out, lap car right in front of him. Into the danger zone they go, and they will both get by to make the pass.
Yeah, that's Ray Richards, the lap car, who had problems in his heat race as well. But Beeson able to use Richards to get by Mitchell, and now Beeson going to try and run with some clean racetrack and get rolling here before a C feature coming up, as checkered flag is out.
Might have programmed it for 12 in the system, but they go 10 in actuality. Or they just cut it short.
It kind of, yeah, according to scoring, says 7, right? I don't know.
Huh. Blake Anderson, what you got from up top at TGA Ford's Pit Report?
Well, Jonathan Beeson, my one to watch, and he's going to put on a show. Jonathan, how much can you tell Jody Rosenbaum and crew to get you ready for this C main here?
I don't know. The car's maybe still kind of screwed up from that wreck in the heat race, but I don't know. Probably just survive it first, and hopefully, make all the laps. What we're gonna have to do, and hopefully get some lucky breaks. But it's not the time I want to be interviewing you.
Well, definitely Jonathan Beeson. We'll see what he can do here in this C main coming up. Caleb Hart, guys, trying to do a little bit of soup eating here, transferring out of the D into the C. We'll see what Brenham Crouch and gang can do.
Yeah, Blake, you and Earl are going to have some fun up top with some big name stars trying to come through this lineup and just work their way back into the back of a B main event. That was a D feature. Ds 1 and 2 are all done, and we're going to continue throwing out some drivers who have sold a t-shirt or two here in this arena coming up, because we've got C features on deck, and then we go into the best part of the night, the qualifiers for the top 40 in points. Top 24 will be inverted. That is still to follow. C feature 1 on deck. Garrett Williamson, Will Garrett's row 1. Kevin Bayer and Ty Wilkie in row number 2. Row 3, Chad Kincaid and Cy Lynch. 4th row, Kaylee Bryson and Tony Helton. Chance Morton, Joshua Tyree, Brenham Crouch, and Jace Park, your 2 move-ups for the 12-car, 12-lap 4 transfer C main event.
You sleep a little better, Thursday night. You sleep a little better Friday night.
Probably even as much as you love racing, it's nice to probably be able to be out of the building for a day and just kind of be away from it for a second.
Garrett Williamson running with the Outlaws again here in 2026. He's on the pole for this one. We're up and underway. Will Garrett's to his outside. Ready gets through 1 and 2. Top 4 will move forward.
Kevin Bayer slotting in line in that white 91, really tight there in 3 and 4. They're going to give up 2 spots. As Kaylee Bryson making her way through. Kevin Bayer goes around. There's Brenham Crouch and stalls it. And Brenham had made up a lot of spots in a hurry there.
Man. Yeah, he
was already +5 in 1 lap.
Well, maybe he can do it again.
Silence also stopped.
High rollers end up getting the worst end of that one between Crouch and Lynch. Let's get a look. It's K1 Race Gear Instant Replay. They're 3 wide getting into this turn.
Like I said, Bayer goes around. Brenham nowhere to go, and Cy Limits with nowhere to go either.
Man, I mean, Brendan Crouch, you couldn't have drawn up a better first 4 corners, and then the 5th one, it all goes away.
That's just, I mean, that's Chili Bowl, right? You just, sometimes you're the bug, sometimes you're the windshield.
Yep.
We're 1 lap into this, reconfiguring the lineup, getting everybody into the right position. It's going to be a big benefit for Jace Park. Park's going to pick up the spot that Crouch vacates. So Park is going to be all the way up to 8th with a lap into this. So our big soup runners are not completely out of her yet. And, with 11 laps to go, still plenty of time for Crouch to get back.
Of note, too, Kevin Bayer was the car that looped it, but did the complete 360 with the help of Brendan Crouch, kept going. And so Bayer keeps that 4th spot that he was in.
What does it the kids say? Threw out that Uno reverse card?
So 1 lap in, still 11 to go. It's Williamson, Garrett's, Wilkie, and Bayer, your top 4 transfer cars right now. But we are a long way from the checkered here in C feature number 1.
Racetrack is expanding. We got multiple grooves to race in as Bayer drives underneath Wilkie.
Oh, man! A hard flip here in 3 and 4. Chance Morton just left front over the right rear of Kaylee Bryson, and he went for a wicked ride up along the catch fence. Track crew quickly on the scene, but Morton over the right rear of Kaylee Bryson, and he is out of the car and okay.
Great news to see him walking out of that thing under his own power.
Yeah, that was a big one.
Helmet is off. Head and neck restraint coming off, as well as the head sock. And we'll get another look in the K-Win Race Gear instant replay. Yeah, right over the right rear of Kaylee Bryson. And for a ride goes Morton.
Yeah, see, look, Kaylee kind of had to get on the binders there to not get into the back of Bayer, and it got her tight, and Morton nowhere to go. And Brian Ward, it sounds like you're on the scene.
Yeah, we're walking over to the work area. They're going to tow the car. Chance, a wild one. You got some big airtime. First of all, how are you feeling?
I'm fine.
What did you see that came into when you came into the corner that led to that?
Just got too close to the right rear and it ate me up.
Guys, right rear's eating them up.
Morton's been in this building more than enough times. That is how it goes sometimes, especially when you're running down deep into D main, or C main, sorry. Well, now he is bound for about L main on Saturday afternoon. They're about somewhere in there. Make for a longer day at the Expo on Saturday. Still just 1 lap down now, Chris Moore. So every stoppage is a big break for all those drivers trying to work their way up the field. That keeps the front 4 close enough that they don't have to make up a bunch of ground on restarts.
Yeah, free spots are free spots. You take them however you can get them.
I think you'd love to see about a 2 to 3 lap run. If you can pick off 1 or 2 in those 2 to 3 laps and have a caution recycle the order there.
It's not just yellows, right? You need well-timed yellows if you're trying to make this thing happen.
So long as the cars are going out in front of you, too, and not behind you, right?
It's going to be getting harder, too, with the top getting faster and that bottom keep getting a little bit slower.
But we saw, too, in Chance Morton's case, it's the top, but it's not super wide yet, and so any mistake from the guys at the bottom could end up hurting you as Bryson tries to get a run to the outside of Bayer here for that final transfer spot. Wilkie trying to go to the outside of Garrett's just ahead of him.
Kevin Bayer running strong down to the bottom of the racetrack. Bryson up to the cushion, trying to make the big push down the back straightaway. That is your transfer battle. She's got to lift off and fade back as up in front it's Garrett's, who was in the lane. Forced her to get off the hammer. There goes Bayer. He's down low looking for 3rd, trying to shove Garrett's backward.
Brendan Crouch is coming.
To make through.
Brendan Crouch is up to 7th already and flashing onto your screen here, trying to bring Jace Park with him, and Bryson gets an opportunity. Garrett's drifts up, though. Kaylee Bryson was trying to clear them all there. Instead, Garrett's drifts up, and now will cross the line. Kaylee up to 3rd, trying to close in on Wilkie for 2nd. Boy, it is wild back here for the final transfer spot.
Tyree is in there as well in the 7 car right now. Final transfer is Bayer in the white 91 up on the high side.
It's
Chase Park flashing in your screen there. Big bike for Brendan Crouch the last lap that allowed Chase Park by. He's He's got 5 laps to find a way to get by 3 of these cars.
It's Wilkie and Bayer right now side by side. They are 3rd and 4th. Jace Park is now to 5th around Tyree. Now trying to go to the outside of Bayer for that 4th spot.
Forcing his way through is Park. Tyree trying to work to the inside. Meanwhile, that's for the lead. Kaylee Bryson has found some rhythm up around the top and is starting to put some really good laps together.
Your race for the transfer is still absolutely insane, though, guys. 4 cars battling for 2 spots.
This has been wild here.
Bayer just got off the bottom and found some speed.
Yeah, that was a big move for him, and now Wilkie going to try and follow him. Here goes Tyree to the bottom. Jace Park is roadblocked right now. They're side by side right in front of him here for 4th and 5th. Wilkie and Tyree. Tyree down to the bottom, and Jace Park, he's got to get by both of them.
And Crouch not completely out of this. Still lingering in the back, but only one more time around here. For the final transfer, you're looking at it. That's Tyree down low. Up high is Wilkie for the final spot. Wilkie moves into the middle, hikes the front end, comes off the top of the corner, and holds the spot at the line.
That was insane.
Those guys ran side by side for so many laps.
And didn't absolutely yard sale each other.
I would have bet when they were six abreast for 2 spots, I would have bet a good I would have bet a good sum of money that somebody was going to eat it. But hey, hats off to them. They put on a great show and without any problems. Kaylee Bryson comes from the 7th spot to get the win. Kevin Bayer, Garrett Williamson, and Ty Wilkie will join her at the back of a B feature coming up a little bit later.
And that means all of those hot shots out of D1, none of them gets through the C.
Yep.
Park and Crouch are both denied. Now we get to see the power of Beeson season here in the arena. Can Jonathan Beeson and Lil Bundy carve their way through on a track that's getting racier? They have got to catch and pass Kyle Beilman and Devin Camfield, Kyle Hawes and Brandon Lewis, Jory Hughes, Cade Taylor, Dayton Shelton, Scott Jordan, Jeff Watson, and Austin Langenstein. They're the guys who locked in off of their point score from the heat race. Beeson and Mitchell will make their way from the 6th row. They've got 12 laps to work their way into the top 4. Well, the track crew will get their chance to figure that out. We check in with Earl Hoon Jr. in a TJ Forge pit report.
Catching up here with Kaylee Bryson, winner of C Feature 1. What a run for you, 7th to win. Walk me through it.
Yeah, well, we had a good car to start the day off with, but it got upside down in my heat race, and that's absolutely not what we wanted to do. I was fighting for the lead, and it just didn't go my way. So I buried us in points, so I had to show off how good my car is and go 7-1. But we have a good piece, got a lot of work ahead of us to get into the main tonight, but we're not giving up. We're going to send it in the B feature and hope for the best.
Frank Flood is in your corner, so you guys have some great communication and always helps with as much experience he has around this place.
Yeah, he's really good around here. He just won a driller too, but he was one of the first people to kind of teach me how to race. And he was like kind of my driver coach whenever I raced micros. So it's cool it's like full circle getting back with them, but we're having a blast together.
How about it, guys? Kaylee Bryson moving on to the B main.
Yeoman's work from Earl, thank you, sir. A long night for Kaylee still to go as she's going to be at the back of a B feature.
You get any free tips from your new boss now, or
no?
He doesn't. You still figure it out.
To him, it's all just natural and easy. I don't even think he realizes how he does it so well. As we got one stalled in turn 2. So, I mean, I've asked him things, but yeah, it's just
it's the 11H of Jory Hughes who came to a stop.
Yeah,
I think
kind of the same thing we saw earlier with the pace just really slow there with the pace truck turning in. So.
I think that was one of my favorite moments of this year's shootout. I'm walking, you, Holly Holland, and Kyle are pushing Owen up into position for qualifier? No, main event time on Saturday, right? And I walk behind you because I wanted to say something to you. Hey, relax. Try not to start thinking about it. And you say, tell this guy that. I look over. I'm like, I'm not telling Kyle Larson anything, right?
Yeah.
Friend to friend, I'll tell Clinton, hey, relax, man, get after it. But racing advice to Kyle Larson?
No, it's
not going to happen.
They are not going to give Hughes the spot back. So I guess they didn't feel like it was a pace truck thing like Casey Hicks earlier. So that's a free spot, I believe, for Ethan Mitchell.
Inside lane.
Beeson.
Yeah.
They are really stacking up on that bottom line into the corner, and all it's going to take is one car like that
So much for that free spot.
Watson around, Beeson collected, and boy, Jonathan's mental strength is getting tested here tonight.
Yeah. It's got to feel like one step forward, two steps back.
Mm-hmm. Green flag out. You just, like, I could see this.
I mean, he's just trying to fall in line, and they stack up, and all of a sudden you're hooked and nowhere to go, and yeah. It's not the year Jonathan was looking for coming in here after picking up the Golden Driller at the Tulsa Shootout. Led wire to wire around the bottom for 55 laps.
Yeah, and then doesn't even get to the start-finish line of his heat race here at Chili Bowl.
He talked about that run, too, in a conversation we had. He said, you know, coming into that race, even sitting on the pole, I still didn't feel great about it. But we get out there, I start ripping laps. I'm rolling around the bottom, nobody's showing their nose, and just lap after lap, better until I won the thing.
Yeah.
He never had that overabundance of, I'm going to be really good and just destroy this field, but shows you that a guy that good didn't have to feel super great going out and waxing him on a night like that.
Yeah, I think Jonathan has found a place in the right place at the right times, if I get my words right, and it worked out for him. And today he's been in the wrong place at the wrong time every single time.
Yeah. I do feel like it's amazing how often race car drivers perform well and then get out and say they didn't feel great. I mean,
yeah,
after qualifying, yeah. I mean, I asked, and he looked at me like I had three heads. I mean, he was like, we were terrible.
But sometimes I think race cars aren't supposed to be comfortable.
Yeah.
They're edgy, nasty, mean beast. And if you're comfortable in it, you're probably not going fast
enough. You're supposed to drive right on the edge of out of control.
I remember they said about Jeff Gordon, if he was complaining, he was winning. Yep. If he was happy, he wasn't running good.
Green flag out. Beeson's going to get that spot back because Watson doesn't get back out to restart. So we'll keep our eyes out. This field's starting to fan out a little bit. Beilman leads on lap number 1. Devin Camfield, the 17, is in the second spot. Then you're going to have Lewis and Haas, 3 and 4. Watch him diving through. That's Little Bundy already cutting through this field, guys.
Bundy and Beeson both just needed that bottom lane to open up for a half a second to make some good moves there. And all of a sudden, this transfer spot's not that far out of the reach by any means.
And he's bringing Beeson with him. He's right behind him, tucked in on that bottom groove. Meanwhile, top 3, well, at least for a second, Camfield had driven down in the bottom of 3 and 4. And he's being pursued by Brandon Lewis, looking to steal that away from him.
Yeah, Camfield has made the switch to the top side. Oh, no.
Man. Beeson tried to force the issue into turn 3 and I think got his right front underneath the left rear. That would have been...
I think he was 7th at the last scoring loop.
Taylor, maybe?
We'll get a look here in the K1 Race Gear replay. Yeah. Haas.
Yeah, Kyle Haas.
Yeah. We saw that last night with somebody just got left sides up on the berm and shoves you right out into their tires and ends up in a crash. So, I mean, Jonathan's done it once now. He was flirting with the transfer spot. It can certainly be done again.
He is not having fun right now.
Got 8 laps left.
Yep.
Yeah,
Little Bundy's almost there, though.
Yeah. Yeah, well, and that's one of the hard parts, you got a guy that good with you trying to come through the field. That's another spot you got to battle for with a good car and Little Bundy, and he's now 1 spot out. Yeah, that's Cade Taylor just ahead of him in the 80. Cade Taylor is 4th. It's Beilman, Camfield, Lewis, and Taylor, your top 4. But Ethan Mitchell hot on their heels in that 5th spot, and Beeson now back to what I believe is going to be 11th.
If Jonathan can do this, that would certainly wake up the rowdies.
Yeah.
But it gets more improbable by the lap. Bundy's going to have 4th here in a hurry if he can get through this turn. Job Taylor holding him off for now, and Taylor's trying to drive up and around as we take back a look for the lead. Beilman and Camfield still getting after it.
Yeah, Camfield just trying to make that topside work. Mitchell did get to that 4th spot, now trying to get 3rd away. He and Taylor both got by Brandon Lewis. As we are split screen, the battle for 3rd on your right side, the battle for the lead on the left side, and now Mitchell's going to try and make it merge all into one as he'll go around Camfield, now going after Beilman. Mitchell trying to go from the D to a C feature win here, and still got plenty of time to do it.
He could going for the double dubs here tonight. And new leader, Ethan Mitchell. Nice run for him.
Here comes Beeson.
Nose clean and drove forward.
Yeah, Beeson's making his way back through the field now.
He's 6th.
5th.
Yeah.
Yeah, 5th.
5th at the line.
Yeah,
so
got by Lewis.
I don't know if he knows where he's at in line, but he knows he's got to pass every one of them that he can.
Well, I mean, I know he's working hard right now, but he now in 5th, he can see his number on the board up there. Now trying to get to the inside of Taylor for 4th. And Taylor's got Camfield in his line up on the top side. Camfield tight on the cushion. Beeson trying to get them both. He will get them at the line. So Beeson up to 3rd. And maybe Beeson can get 2nd here still with Beilman just ahead of him.
Back-to-back 1st and 2nd from D to C. Now that'd be something. Beilman's tough, though.
Yeah.
And time's running out. We're down to 1 to go. Jonathan's got to be careful here. Up in the fluff coming out of 2. Little Bundy's going to win this for 2nd. Oh, yeah. Back-to-back. Bundy and Beeson.
Yeah.
You
I
saw
think
him
Kate Taylor took a shot there at Camfield for the final transfer spot in 3 and 4. We were watching Beeson, but that transfer battle got really heated up right there at the end.
Camfield held on to it. But Will Bundy gets the win. Jonathan Beeson 2nd, both from D feature number 2 through C feature number 2 and to the top 2.
I like it.
And that's right. Those are important spots, though. 3rd and 4th, they're a row ahead now. They don't have to pass Beilman and Camfield again.
Small benefit.
Although with the way Beeson's been going, he might have to pass guys 3 more times.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, Blake, you on the lead lap up there? You had enough NOS energy drink to keep you up here with us?
I could go for a Sonic Sour right now, that's for sure. But Lil Bundy, Ethan Mitchell, good run there. Now you got a little bit of a break. What are you going to go back and tell these guys that they need to change? Or are you going to be watching these qualifiers to see how much the track changes throughout these 40 laps?
Yeah, you nailed it. You know, the name of the game here is going to be watching the track and how it progresses through the qualifiers. For that track right there, I'd say we were pretty good, you know, to go from D through the C and win that from pretty far back. That says a lot about this car and this team, and they hadn't quit working on it, you know. Had an unfortunate heat race there, that first heat race, but we're making the most of it and trying to dig ourselves out of a hole. So hopefully we can do that exact same thing one more time in the B here, and then who knows, it'd be cool to do it again in the feature, but we'll see.
Was it just add fuel there between that D and the C?
No, we made a couple adjustments, you know, as they did the rework there before the D, and it progressively got slicker and slicker. So we tightened up a little bit there for that C main, and I'd say it was much better.
Perfect. Lil Bundy, Ethan Mitchell staying alive. We'll be back with more live coverage of the Chili Bowl Midget Nationals powered by NOS Energy Drink here in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
And welcome back here to night number 2 of the Chili Bowl Nationals, powered by NOS Energy Drink. Just wrapping up C main action here, catching up with Jonathan Beeson. Buddy, I know you have to like eating soup because you have been eating a lot of soup here tonight, but to the D, to the C, now to the rear of the B. What a hell of a run you had there.
Yeah, just some misfortune in that heat race. And, you know, we didn't get a lot of time to make the car or, you know, fix the car correctly before that because that was the last heat race. And, yeah, so it still doesn't feel right, but we're just going to keep working on it, see if we can make it better. But and it's a really nice car until I got a hold of it.
No doubt about it. I mean, we're looking over things. Are we maybe thinking bent shock at all?
There's something not right with it, but so now we got some time, which is not what we wanted, while everybody else is in the qualifier. See if we can, you know, just put some more eyes on it, just double check everything.
Jonathan Beeson, guys, put on a show here on a Tuesday night at the Tulsa Expo Raceway.
I look for Ty Gibbs to just kind of fall in line behind Timms and Ruschenberg and just try to get that outside lane rolling.
If that outside lane can go, big benefit for Gibbs. However, they're going to have to compete with all the rest of the drivers in this, including Zoe Pierce, Ryan Timms, they're the front row. Chase Randall and Corbin Ruschenberg are in row number 2. Kyle Jones, Ty Gibbs in row 3. Brandon Carr, Connor Lundy in row number 4. Jeremy Hewish and Justin Zimmerman are in row number 5. The start for Timms is going to be crucial for a lot of other drivers here in this one.
Yeah, one good thing about Zoe is I believe she does have Janky Bobby on the wrenches, Bobby Millister, so he has a ton of experience inside of the building, and I'm sure that she can lean on him for advice on kind of what to expect out of the race car, the racetrack, and how she should handle these situations.
So of note here, 180.5 has been the lock-in average. Might be a little bit more than that because we know needed more points to get in to the qualifiers. 224 the average to land on the front row for Tuesday night.
Off and running, we're Green down the front straightaway. Pierce got a good takeoff. Here's Tim's bouncing off the cushion, wheel to wheel down the back straightaway. Pierce fighting. Tim's rolling. Tim's has got the top spot on lap number 1.
Yeah, Zoe Pierce put up a good fight down there on the bottom at Ryan Timms with the momentum off the top, and now Pierce going to have to go into protection mode as 2x2. They are right behind her. And Brandon Carr, you see, he gets a little high up over the cushion, but here comes Ruschenberg and Randall trying to search for that second spot.
It's still not super wide coming off of turn number 4, and you can see that in the way that Ruschenberg is attacking Pierce. Had the opportunity last time to just hang it out and try to drive all the way around, but waited a lap. That allowed Timms to get a little farther out. Takes a real wide path for 1 and 2. Pierce back on the inside, making life difficult for Corbin.
Yeah, Ruschenberg, not a clean lap there, struggling on the cushion in 1 and 2. Did so again in 3 and 4. Brings them all together. Everybody able to keep going though, despite the contact. Pierce is still third. You got 3 7s right now. And Kyle Jones going to take advantage of a little bit of contact. Jones picks off 2 spots.
Right place, right time. Kyle Jones now looking to go 3 wide. Hanging it out high is Gibbs. He's a little lane blocked. Finally swings up to the high side. Has to drive around Carr at the same time as they're 4 wide coming off the turn.
Yeah, things are starting to happen fast right now around Zoe Pierce, getting it from both sides. Able to hang on. Everybody gets around clean despite a little bit of chaos. And we continue on. Ryan Timms has set sail. As you see here, Brandon Carr trying to chase back down Ty Gibbs. And Jeremy Hewish to the inside right behind him there in 7th.
Everybody continuing to work forward and through. Gibbs just looking to get a couple more clean laps in here as battle up ahead of them. That's Jones working to the inside here on Ruschenberg. He'll go high side as we come to the white flag this time around, and Randall is lingering.
Oh, he stalled it. Kyle Jones stalled it into turn 1, heavy on the brakes. Luckily had enough speed to get the tires turned back over.
Unfortunately, though, not enough speed to keep the 3rd spot. Randall gets by him, so Chase Randall will get 3rd. Ryan Timms gets the win, so 1-1 and 2-1 will add up to 205 points for Ryan Timms overall. Corbin Ruschenberg, 103 points for him, 4th to 2nd. And I believe that adds up to 208 for Ruschenberg overall out of that one. So
at 77, I believe, for Gibbs on top of 128, so at 205.
Yeah.
He has lost top point at this point in time.
But it should get him in, which he did not make the Prelim A last year. So step up for Ty. But, yeah, you're right. He will not be in one of those front 2-3 row starting spots.
Last night, 211 was worth row number 2.
Yeah.
So
I don't think
what you're looking at. But now there's a real wide open opportunity here for scoring for everybody else that had piled in, and we'll see what Parker Perry and Blake Hahn can do. Adam Trimble, Dalton England, Troy Betts, and Parker Price Miller making up the first 6 of this one. JJ Yaley, Trent Way, Cam Schaefer, Jordan Kinzer, the top group here. And guys, if you're PPM, this is opportunity personified.
I was just about to point that out to Clinton, that I really wish he'd have let me make that switch.
Let's check in up top. We've got a TJ Forge pit report with Earl Hoon Jr.
Thank you, Caleb Hart. Yep, catching up here with the Ryan Timms. We were just talking. You know you're having a pretty good night when we get to interview you multiple times here on FloRacing. But you came in and said, maybe you're not real happy with the setup on this car right now.
I am right now. After the heat race, I just thought we could have been a little bit better, and both thought the same. So I was glad we were on the same page there, and I felt like we were a lot better there than we were in the heat. So I'm feeling really good. I get to talk to you twice. So I think the best I can start 6th. So still got some work to do, and I got to thank all the guys for giving me a fast race car and getting this thing dialed, and I got to thank Deathridge Opticians also for getting me hooked up.
Hey, you heard him. He's hooked up. We're going to see if Ryan Timms can take home a golden driller here later tonight, guys.
News for Ryan Timms. He can definitely start better than 6th. So
yeah.
We'll see how these next 3 qualifiers shake out. But
the scoring matrix, the matrix itself is not dynamic, but where the drivers end up in it is...
the vast possibilities that come from it.
There's a lot.
Yeah. So it's one of those things. You do what you do on the racetrack and see where it, where it falls.
To that extent, Blake Hahn has 100 points in pocket already, at 105, and he's up there tussling with those guys, right?
Yeah, I say it every year,
front row of this is going to be
the easiest way to find yourself in a good starting spot in the preliminary A main is a front row starting spot in your heat race, and then match it again basically off the front row of your qualifier.
Win your qualifier, you're in good shape.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with a 205 run, 210 run there.
Anxious to see J.J. Yaley, too. We talked about the opportunity for PPM. Yaley starting 7th, just missed the invert. An opportunity now maybe for him to try and grab some points. And
PPM around in turns 1 and 2.
And that is Trent Way. Troy's collected with him.
Yeah, guys. Troy Betts went in the bottom of turns 1 and 2 and kind of missed it. And Parker's left front made contact with his rear bumper. Collects Trent Way with him. So we're going to look at a K1 Race Gear replay. There was contact there. And then again right here. Parker just kind of drove into the back of his rear bumper.
Yeah, Troy was kind of floundering there in the middle. And PPM just got a little bit of bite at the top of one and clipped him.
He's going to have to really rally here. And guys, there's your second highest point scorer. He did it in the very first heat race of the night. Again, the possibilities are wide open and getting even wilder.
On a night, too, that we already came into thinking was pretty wide open.
Yeah. Somebody needs to reach out and grab a hold of this race night and go, okay, I'm going to make this mine. So far, it's kind of Tim's, right? Going 1-1 and 2-1.
Yeah.
But again,
we got some chances, though. Like I said, Blake Hahn has a chance to do the same thing. And there's some.
I really like Beauchelle
guys
here in this next one.
I was thinking the same thing. Hank Davis actually is in a really good spot, too. Starting right alongside of him.
You got the rookie Jet Barnes in qualifier number 4. There's a lot of opportunities here still for someone to kind of burst through and make their way as the contender going into the A main.
If there is any bottom of the racetrack in the next heat race,
I know where you're going with this.
Yeah, just that inside lane gets really tough. But we've got a whole nother race before we even get there. But again, we're looking for somebody to come out and grab a hold and almost like the question we asked after the qualifiers at the shootout. Who's going to make this their shootout? Well, who's going to make Tuesday night their night? A few years back, it was the Hank Davis coming out party. Last year, Landon Brooks does his thing. Tonight, nobody's really grabbed hold and gone, I look absolutely insanely great.
But
yet.
Right, I would say at this point of the night, we probably weren't looking at Landon or Hank Davis necessarily doing that yet either. So still time to do so, but there's some guys here with an opportunity to grab an early hold of it anyway, as Parker Perry tries to grab an early hold of qualifier number 2 right now.
Turning away, Blake Hahn would certainly be a feather in the cap of Parker Perry. Here comes Blake, momentum off the high side, wheel to wheel down the back straightaway. They battle for the lead in qualifier 2. Give it to Hahn.
Yep, Hahn stayed committed to that top side with Perry plugging away on the bottom. Hahn to the lead, now going to try and follow in Ryan Timms' footsteps and set sails. Here comes Dalton England to the outside of Adam Trimble. This for the 3rd spot. J.J. Yaley up to 5th and trying to close in on this battle now, guys. Yaley from 7th, maybe trying to make something big happen, and England slow and stopping at the top of 1 and 2.
Maybe it's Yaley who ends up grabbing the bull by the horns as England rolling to the stop that almost started the outside at turn number 4 as he got up and into the fluffy stuff and just never brought that car back to full power.
Yeah, for a minute it looked like he was really getting a run and closing in on Trimble for 3rd, and then it seemed like the car slowly started to die on him until ultimately, when you see he's there and almost even with Trimble, and then
right about
just just doesn't look like it went through 3 and 4, and
no puff of smoke, no nothing like that.
Maybe an electrical issue, possibly. you'd know better than me, Clinton.
I mean, that's
anything,
where I would start looking for sure.
Yeah. Good for me.
Yeah.
Good for me.
These midgets do run on batteries with no charging systems, so definitely could start there looking, make sure you charged your battery, make sure it stayed, plugged in.
Is that Trent Way in there again as well? I think so.
It's not always the case, but simplest solution can be the most common. Make sure your ground wire's still.
Well, yeah.
Whatever it was.
Guys on the 19E, it's the belt off, so not able to turn the camshaft, turn the motor over. The belt has come off the pulleys on the 19E.
Not electrical.
Brian, couldn't you have just said it was electrical?
Sorry, Professor Lamore, no gold star for the day. On the restart, here's Yaley selling out on the top side as they're side by side in front of him, with Trimble and Perry taking up 2 lanes. Yaley tucks it down low. He's looking for another position. Whips it back up and around the top as Trimble takes second. Perry working back upstairs to try to get it back. Good battle for second, third, and fourth. Adam Trimble, Parker, Perry, and J.J. Yaley.
That was perfect for Yaley. Perry to the bottom. Now he'll get a run to his outside for third. Now trying to get a run here on Trimble for the runner-up spot, but the C's starting to part, although Yaley bobbles there off of 4.
That strange little hiccup on that car as it came down the front straightaway, but he's got her back and flying with some time to work on Adam Trimble if he can get there.
I'll tell you, PPM hasn't really launched back through the field like you thought maybe he might.
Back 6th, so he's at least back to where he started.
Yeah.
As J.J. Yaley another spot. There's 7-2 from the veteran.
7-2's worth 118. And Yaley is clear of Trimble now.
To the white flag, 1 to go. Parker Price Miller is going to get another one. He'll shuffle Perry backwards, so it's the same run that Gibbs had. He's at least recovered his way back into this A-main event. Checkered flag, Blake Hahn. Easy does it. 105 for Blake, and putting together just another one of those quietly excellent Blake Hahn kind of nights. Yaley, the big scorer. Jordan Kinzer with a quiet 109. Nice run for him.
I unofficially just eye test 210 now for J.J. Yaley. I think that's high points right now.
And that's still extremely low.
Right. No, and obviously, I don't know that I don't think he's going to hold the front row, but I definitely think that got him into a good spot in the A-main. Might start front 4 rows, I would say.
We'll check in up top. TJ Ford's pit report with Blake Anderson.
We have Blake Hahn here, 205 total points, I believe, at the top of my head. Should be good enough to lock you into your 8th straight prelim. How things feel? You haven't started out the front row. Does that give you much intel for the A-main tonight?
Yeah, the car was good. The track seems to be a little choppy on the top down there in 3 and 4. So it's got some good character right now moving around. So the car was really good. We made a few changes after the heat race, and I felt even better there, especially having to kind of hammer down on a curb a little bit. We were tick snug when I had to roll out with the throttle, but other than that, we're really good. So go back, see if we can make some more changes, and like we were just saying, hopefully start towards the first couple rows of that thing, and hopefully just have a good finish and finish on the top.
Good run for Blake Hahn. Earl Hoon Jr., he's got a Chili Bowl legend that just had a great run.
No doubt about it. J.J. Yaley, buddy, this thing is hooked up. Definitely putting you, I believe, in the top 3 in points coming into tonight's A feature. I mean, how are we feeling right now?
Well, I feel a lot more relieved after you told me that. I was worried that, after standing the thing up on 2 wheels in the heat race and giving up a position, that was going to put me in one of those scenarios where, you miss transfer in the feature by like a half a point. So, it was an over-eager move on an old veteran's part, but I was having a lot of fun out there. I just want to thank Duramax for coming on board, CK Electric. This New Links chassis is pretty good. Obviously, I want to say hi to Jerry Petty, our fearless leader back at home, my wife, Kristen. As long as we keep it somewhere, top 5, top 7, I'll go back and see if I can't screw it up somehow.
So while veteran guys, J.J. Yaley knows exactly what he has to do here tonight.
Earl, you can tell J.J. that overly aggressive move probably saved him because it got him outside of the invert there to allow him to make up all those points.
Yeah,
so
he's not top.
Stay aggressive.
He's top 1 right now as qualifier number 3 comes to green. Chris Carroll, Zach Weigel, Zach Dahm, Caden Brown, Hank Davis, Gavin Bushell, Roger Crockett, Chad Winfrey, Sheldon Creed, and Miles Tomlinson. Your 10 cars here in qualifier number 3. And Weigel launches off the outside of the front row around Chris Carroll. And off of 4, it will be Weigel leading the opening lap by about half a car length.
I'm waiting for something to break loose here, and it's going to be Carroll coming off the bottom and to the top. Now barreling in down low and trying to make the move. Weigel with the lane change. No can do. Carroll's going to streak away.
Bochel's got problems. Gavin Bochel is slow down the front straightaway, and the yellow lights are on. He slowed at the top of 3 and 4, and
your top 3 point scorers coming in.
Yeah.
Gibbs got mired. PPM's to a stop on lap number 1. Problems on Bochel.
Wow.
Clinton's got the kibosh again tonight. You said before this you liked where Gavin Bochel was at.
Have I passed the
You passed the baton?
Passed the whammy?
Who can I get next?
Anybody owe you money out there?
No.
All right.
Yeah.
Don't do business with race car drivers. I know their type.
I have picked a terrible career path.
Man, tough break for Gavin Bochel. He was in a really good spot with the way those first 2 qualifiers had gone. And
there's Andrew Felker, Big Al, coming to his attention.
Hand on the tire, taking a look. He's turning it. They're trying to shove him back out.
I wonder if it maybe just popped out of gear on him. Let's see if they get him pushed out, and then someone reaches down there on the right rear and drops that thing in gear. No?
Normally, I would say, I mean, something happens, it doesn't hurt you to go into the work area and have it looked over, but as fast as these races get back going, and we know the rules, you get trapped in that work area and go a lap down, you're not coming back. It's a risky bet, but the Bochel car is running, so again, our top 3 point scorers. Ty Gibbs did not have a monster run. He ended up 6-5. PPM recovered a little bit on a 6-5 after a lap 1 stop, and now Bochel's going to have to rally up from the back at the same time in a pretty good qualifier. There's a lot of hitters in this one.
I really like where Hank Davis is at. Car looks good. Feel like he just needs things to file out in front of him. I think Hank Davis is going to be able to walk forward.
Chris Carroll, Zach Dom, Zach Weigel. Then Caden Brown trying to make the move to the inside of Weigel on the restart in. Davis, we're back to action.
Carroll moving up to the top side, leaving the bottom open for Zach Dom. Carroll trying to roll that outside groove. Weigel has Caden Brown hot on his heels. Now Brown will go to the bottom here at 3 and 4, slide up. Weigel, though, will maintain the spot. Now they'll both try to reel in Zach Dom here in the runner-up spot.
I know you felt good about Davis, but that couple of glances we're getting on it, that car looks hard to steer at the moment. It's not turning as Brown's going to make the move up and around Weigel for 3rd. Davis trying to throttle out of his problem as he's going to come in. Brown got squirrely. Top of the racetrack, almost bit him, and then it bites Hank Davis.
It bit Chris Carroll, too. Carroll was slow, and now Carroll's back to 4th.
Oh, Carroll's
and
got
he's
big
smoking,
problems.
yeah.
His nerf bar, his left side nerf bar is into his left rear tire. That's Chris Carroll's problem.
And that gives the lead to Dom, as now Davis is going to power his way to 4th. Carroll just trying to hang on. Davis to the inside on Weigel. Weigel shows him denial, not just a river in Egypt as they come off the corner into 1 to go.
Chase Rodman's looking like a prophet right now. Picked Zach Dom earlier tonight. Dom 3rd to 1st here in this qualifier, trying to set himself up in a good spot as Davis is around Weigel. And in the 3rd, as we come to the white flag, it's Dom, Brown, and Davis. Bochel's back up to 7th, but here on the final lap, it is going to be Zach Dom holding off a hard-charging Caden Brown. He'll get 2nd, Davis 3rd, Weigel 4th, Sheldon Creed 5th, and Gavin Bochel able to get back to 6th.
Dom 3rd to 1st and 110 is a big score comparatively from what we've been seeing here.
It's going to be good enough to move him 213
to the top so far.
To the top, yeah. Yeah, coming into that, it was Yaley at 210, Ruschenberg at 209, Timms, Gibbs, and Hahn all at 205. So that 213 right now is the benchmark.
Well, if it
with
holds,
just one qualifier to go.
Yeah, if it holds, take your victory lap, Chase Rodman. Holy cow. 1 to go in a wild set of qualifiers.
It's got to be a full moon tonight, guys. I'm telling you.
I mean, we talked about how even the competition was, and it has shown itself points-wise through these qualifiers at this point. Nobody grabbing the bull by the horns.
If something happens to poor Jet Barnes in this qualifier, I'm just going to put the mic down and watch for the rest of the night.
Barnes running that car. That it's a partnership between Tim Bertrand and Kevin Swindell. Started inside row number 3. Coming up, real huge opportunity for Gunnar Setzer, guys. Setzer opened eyes to the world at last year's Chili Bowl Nationals. He's the high point guy coming in from this one, and so we're going to get a look at what happened to Chris Carroll here in the K1 Race Gear replay from the BR Motorsports Speed Shop.
Oh,
wow.
Man.
Nice save, Chris, but
yeah, massive.
That hurt you. Check in up top. Blake Anderson, wild set of qualifiers we got going on down here.
Well, a heck of a race there for Zach Dahm, 3rd to 1st. Should put you near the top of the charts. Zach, what's it like been getting back in this Boundio car? They missed a year or two and now back in it, and this thing seems as fast as ever, and you're primed to make your 18th career prelim start.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I don't feel that old, but no, these guys we've struggled the last few years. It's no secret. So we're making gains. We got this thing a lot better than it has been here lately. So we're gonna work on it some more. We're still not great, but I can run the bottom really well right now. But I'm about to do what Chris Carroll did when I made like 2 corners up there. So we're gonna work on it some more and try to get a little bit better. But I think we got a hot rod, so we'll see.
Zach Dahm, one of those drivers that'll do it all, guys. A former Power Midget champion and a former MOA sprint car champion with a 410 under the hood.
Thank you, Blake Anderson.
Here it is, qualifier number 4. Ricky Thornton Jr. on the pole of this one. Luke Storer to the outside of him. Landon Brooks and Max Adams in row 2. Jet Barnes and Gunnar Setzer in row number 3. It's Dane Culver and Drake Troutman, the late model star, makes qualifier here in his first appearance. Casey Hicks and Connor Lee, your 10 cars going for 10 laps. I like it when the math's easy.
They've made it easy. Nobody's thrown down the gauntlet yet.
Nobody of the high point guys is really making the run.
Yeah, I mean, again, front row average 224. We don't even have anybody at 215.
And Ricky Thornton Jr. hoping to make it so that the winner collects 100 points and 100 points only. We're green.
Little slider line there into 1 and 2 for RTJ. Storer had to get on the binders. Now Storer will go to the bottom, and RTJ rolling the top side, going to try and motor away and set sail. Here comes Brooks with a slide job, and Barnes creeping up the inside.
I'll bet you, not knowing Kevin as well as you do, Clinton, but I'll bet you talked a lot of racecraft with Jet before this.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure just, Jet trying to be as big of a sponge as he can be and just absorb everything that Kevin can offer as far as information, Logan Seavey can offer as far as information. I mean, you're going to have some of the best guys in this building in your corner if you're Jet Barnes.
He's down along the bottom, trying to get to Storer. He's looking for second. Make that third down on the bottom. Jet Barnes, 5 to 3, with some time to work still, as he's trying to chase down Landon Brooks and your leader, Ricky Thornton Jr.
Jet Barnes absolutely getting after it.
Cushion is tricky right now, guys. There's a lot of guys, if you catch it wrong at all, it will eat you alive. RTJ trying to tiptoe around it, so's Landon Brooks. Now here comes Setzer with a slide job at Max Adams. That's 5th and 6th, and Gunnar Setzer will take the 5th spot away. Now he'll try and lock in on Luke Storer, who's been shuffled back from 2nd to 4th.
I really like that slider line that I saw out of Jet Barnes in 3 and 4. You can carry a ton of speed in corner exit, and he kind of got up above it to where he doesn't get tied off turn 4 just like that.
Through the apex, he had shot through it, made a lot of ground on Brooks. He's just got to figure out how to exit. We'll watch the evolution of Jet Barnes here. There's that line rolling right through Brooks. He is under the gun from Jet Barnes. Down the back straightaway, Thornton Jr. continues to lead as we're coming to the white flag. One more time around, guys. This battle for second, a good one.
Boy, the anatomy of the Chili Bowl, a rookie running down last year's Tuesday night winner for the runner-up spot here in this qualifier. Brooks will go to the bottom to protect. Barnes tries to nail the top. Ricky Thornton Jr. gets that 100 points. Brooks will hold on to second. Jet Barnes gets third. Luke Storer and Gunnar Setzer, the top 5. But I think we can put a nail in it unofficially. I think Dom and Yaley are going to be our front row tonight.
I thought throwback night was Thursday.
Holy cow. RTJ, that'll launch him to 194. That'll likely get him in. Yeah, 194 right now would be good for 10th or 11th. Earl Hoon as the winner of that last qualifier, RTJ.
Ricky Thornton Jr. here with me. He's talking things over. The crew, all smiles here. I let him know that with that performance, getting 194 points, that's going to put you somewhere in like 10th or 11th starting spot for this A-main. But you said, I really don't care. I just wanted to qualify, and that's exactly what you did.
Yeah. I felt like we had a really good car in the heat race. Just driver didn't do the right things. I feel like the last 2 or 3 years I've screwed myself in the heats and the qualifiers and put us so far behind. So at least for 10th or 11th, at least gives us a shot to try to drive to the front, or at least put ourselves in a good spot in the B main. Got to thank everyone at Ryanville Underwood Motorsports for giving me this opportunity. The track's a little bit different than it's normally been, so just trying to play catch up, not running these a whole lot. I'm not very good through the little bit of the holes and the curb and all that, so I feel like I'm getting a little bit better. Got to thank everyone that's back home watching, and hopefully we can go forward.
Talking about the track surface, it's really going through a transitioning phase right now. Before it was on the bottom, now that cushion has really come in. How close you're going to be watching these B mains so you know what the track is going to be coming up for the A main?
Yeah, I feel like I'll probably watch them pretty intently, honestly. I feel like right there, that's probably close to about how the track will be about halfway through the feature. So I figure these B mains would be a good indicator, and just kind of go from there. Like I said, it's different. I figured we were going to be higher than we are already, and I feel like with the little bit of character getting in the corner, you can't really just drive easy down the corner. So you're going to get tight and all that. So I feel like I learned a lot right there. Hopefully we can make the right decisions. Got to make sure I say hi to my wife, my kids back home. Wish they were here.
How about Super Late Model Nation? These Super Late Model drivers, guys, really shown good speed here at the Chili Bowl Nationals on a Tuesday night.
And guys, we're down to 3 races here left tonight. The 2B features are 16 cars apiece. They'll go 15 laps, and the top 4 will move up into the A main. From B number 1, your top 4 finishers will occupy positions 17, 19, 21, and 23, the back 4 rows on the inside. And then from B feature number 2, they'll take up positions 18, 20, 22, and 24, the outside position, and hopefully keep your dirt drafts alive. In some cases, sink them for the Tuesday night, your Chili Bowl pool working forward as well. And all right, if you see a name on here, these drivers are all digging. It's the difference between making an A main tonight, which guarantees you at least an E main start on Saturday, or running in the middle of the day on Saturday afternoon. Jordan Kinzer, Zach Weigel, Luke Storer, and Brandon Carr, Parker Perry, Connor Lundy, Chris Carroll, Jeremy Hewish, Dalton England, Chad Winfrey, Justin Zimmerman, and Casey Hicks. 12 cars coming out of qualifiers. Your move-ups are Kaylee Bryson, Kevin Bayer, Garrett Williamson, and Ty Wilkie, making 16 cars for 15 laps. Don't forget, nothing here in B number 1, but when we get to B number 2, we do have some Soup Runners coming up that we'll be watching. We'll talk about that when we get to it, because excitement just ratcheting up, guys.
As lights are out, 15 laps, 4 cars to qualify out of B feature number 1. Jordan Kinzer and Zach Weigel on the front row of this one.
Indiana and Ohio getting after it. Australia and Great Britain in row number 2. It's a wide variety out here.
Green flag is out, and away we go. 15 laps for 4 spots. Off the outside of the front row, Weigel had a good run. Kinzer back to the inside. Weigel trying to nose ahead here on lap number 1. He will do so. And Brandon Carr trying to follow him up and around the top side.
That Kinzer car still doesn't look as nimble as I think you would want it to. He's squaring corners off, doing everything he can. It's got some right rear drive, but you got to get through the corner before you can get to your drive first and foremost. There's Carr up on the outside, the second of the Keith Kunz Motorsports entries tonight. Driving hard off the corner, he is pursuing Kinzer on the inside. He's starting to make some ground here on Weigel. 2 different lanes of racing, yellow lights on around.
That is Wilkie. And Wilkie coming from the C feature. around in turns 1 and 2. Hadn't really made up any ground.
Was running in position number 14, although with England not starting, there was only 15 on the track. As you get a look at the K1 Race Gear instant replay from our BR Motorsports Speed Shop.
Just a little crowded there at the back of the pack, and Wilkie and Hicks get together, and Wilkie gets the short end of the stick.
Probably a good caution here for Kaylee Bryson. She's +4 so far, and this will kind of single file everyone out, give her some room to roam and try to find ways past guys. Justin Zimmerman right now in P6, he's +5. Started in 11th position, so he's made some good moves early.
I just want you to know I lied to you guys. I only have 2 locked in. I have 3 in B mains.
Whoa.
So, yeah.
Work to do.
I lied, yeah.
Yeah. So there's a look. Bryson currently running on the outside, looking in, trying to come through this pack. Weigel will bring us to restart with 12 laps to go. He'll wait till post apex in the corner. Comes off the low side and quickly get to the top of 1 and 2. Kens are down on the bottom. Feeling his way, running down Weigel. Those two side by side for a second. Weigel making the lane adjustment. He'll go to the bottom side. Meanwhile, third up for grabs. Storer taking it away from Carr and trying to shuffle him backwards.
Yeah, the top 4 right now all started in the top 4 starting positions. Nobody's been able to offer them a challenge, but Carr trying to make that outside groove work. Perry shows him a nose on the bottom side. Here comes Zimmerman and Connor Lundy as well. This 5th, 6th, 7th, and now 8th is Kaylee Bryson trying to get it wound up. She tries to thread the needle. Lundy comes up. She keeps going. Will stay green, but Bryson going to lose a ton of ground.
That wall's kind of got some of that ramp factor going on at the moment.
A flat right rear. Yes. Yep. That thing clobbered the fence. There's no way it didn't cut the sidewall.
So Bryson bringing the caution out at the halfway point here. 7 down, 8 to go. Quick right-hand turn, and how quick can the Abacus guys get that wheel cover off, get a new right rear on, and get her back out there versus how quickly they can get the lineup in order as we watch in the K1 Race Gear instant replay of Kaylee versus Wall, and Wall winning.
Yeah. Honestly, probably fortunate that it wasn't a worse outcome, but that's the hero move that you're going to have to make if you want to transfer on. Still 8 laps to go, but 3 bolts on your mud cover come off. Travis White there. Take the single nut loose on the axle.
And at this point, don't even bother putting the wheel cover back on. Save the time and just get ready.
So wheel off, wheel back on. They're going to have at least 1 more lap while things are getting shifted around.
Yeah, I think the 1 more lap's all they need.
Wheel wrench.
Tighten this thing up.
Be careful if you run the top.
They really needed Kaylee to hit the brakes there. Now they need her to let off the brakes. Now, oh boy.
They're going to go with it.
Yep. Crowd approves of it. Here's some noises. So she's going to have 8 laps to go a long ways, but
well, and
still.
Again, she's going to have to be careful if she gets up to the top because this is the, at least to me, this is the kind of cushion that will easily pack a right rear if you're getting too far into it, right?
Well, luckily for her, it's not like a ledge of a cushion. So it's not like you're going to be hitting into a cushion that will fill your wheel full of mud. Your tire's still just kind of on top of it.
Weigel brings us back to green at the halfway point here of B number 1.
Zimmerman's been the man on the move so far. 1 spot out, looking inside of Storer for that final transfer spot, and has it down the backstretch.
Justin Zimmerman, C to the B, looking to make an A appearance and run a little soup. Down the back straightaway for Zimmerman, still being pursued by Storer.
Yeah, Zimmerman, the first guy to go kind of up above the cushion there in 3 and 4. It seemed like a much smoother line for him, and that may be where he's found his speed to make this big run.
If you're Storer, it wasn't that long ago, you had 3rd away from Brandon Carr, and instead the yellow comes out at the wrong time, and now he's on the outside looking in and losing ground as Justin Zimmerman continuing to try and manhandle that race car up on the top side, and he's doing what Brandon Carr couldn't earlier, and that's make the outside work as Zimmerman closes in on him. Zimmerman from 11th in this B feature is to 4th and trying to take 3rd.
Zimmerman's flirting with that front stretch roll. We've seen it be absolute catastrophe for a few guys the last handful of weeks here on the front stretch. Got to be careful. You're in a lock-in spot. But every car he does get here is one more row.
Yeah, I think, too, Clinton Wright, he's probably just trying to get off the bubble. You don't know how far away you've gotten. Trying to get yourself to 3rd and then maybe calm it down. But not calm right now. He and Brandon Carr change lanes here down the front straightaways. They duke it out for 3rd and 4th. They've got a healthy advantage back to Storr. Zimmerman, a wheel stand in 3 and 4, bounces it off the wall. He gets to the checkered flag.
Justin Zimmerman, we appreciate your efforts.
Yeah.
He had a 2-second advantage and had no idea.
We love a good trier.
Brandon Carr made him use a lot of racetrack because Carr used a lot of racetrack. As the lane switch and the timing from Carr made Zimmerman have to just on a dime pivot and change plans twice in short order. Either way, they make it, and they're in the show.
Great racing in our first B main.
Top 4 once they got out, hid. And for everybody else, mid-afternoon to starting to crest into early on Saturday, unfortunately for them. 1 to go, B feature 2, and here's where our drivers are coming through from D to C to B. And let's see if they can make it to A through this. Gavin Bichelle and Sheldon Creed make up row number 1. Max Adams and Troy Betts in row 2. Cam Schaefer, Dane Culver in row number 3. Roger Crockett and Connor Lee in row number 4. Trent Way and Drake Troutman in row 5. Zoe Pierce and Miles Tomlinson occupying row 6. Your move-ups, Ethan Mitchell and Jonathan Beeson have run 1 and 2 in D2 and C2. They're bringing Kyle Beilman and Devin Canfield with them from C2. B feature number 2 here tonight at the 40th Annual Chili Bowl Nationals, powered by NOS Energy Drink and a TJ Forge Pit Report with Earl Hoon.
Zach Weigel here with me, buddy. You are starting in the A main here tonight. Congratulations.
Yeah, man, thank you. We sucked in the qualifier there. Just couldn't get through the holes good, but we're starting to fine-tune our thing. I think we're getting closer, but once again, just like to thank Pat for this great opportunity. And I'd like to thank the boys back home in Fairmont, 3rd floor. I got bitched at in the group chat, but appreciate you guys watching.
How aggressive are you going to have to be here in this A main to get up there?
Oh, super. I think we start, 17th? So if I can come out with a top 10, I'll be happy. Sleep good tonight, but we definitely have work to do.
Zach Weigel, guys, is in the feature event here tonight.
So far, it's put 2 veterans on the pole and on the front row for this feature, and given some guys a chance to maybe make this feature from deep in the B, too.
Yeah, I would totally agree. I think, experience has been massive so far this week, and I don't know if that's track conditions. I don't know if that's just the way the race cars are handling this year versus years past, but the guys that have the experience are definitely shining so far this week.
Lights are out. B feature number 2 coming to green. Again, we got Ethan Mitchell and Jonathan Beeson coming from the D, trying to make their way through this B, but
we have not seen this a whole heck of a lot this week. No. That starts coming back.
Bichelle super early there.
Little itchy trigger finger, the 51.
That's going to put Max Adams on the pole. And he knew it. Didn't even have to let Terry Maddox show him.
Well, it got harder for Bichelle.
Yeah. I mean, I know you're trying to go, but that's a thing I feel like you can't do in this situation.
Yeah.
You got probably the best car amongst those guys up there. Probably didn't need to do that, but
there'll be some coaching points from Big Al on that one when it gets back to the pit area. Might not hurt him too bad. He's going to be second coming out of this corner, although a nice run back from Creed up and around the outside. Oh, they're hippity-hopping through, and we're going to have to restart this again as 5 cars pile up.
I think we just put an end to Ethan Mitchell's run.
Camfield is in there. Beilman is in there.
Pierce, Bundy, and I believe that's Connor Lee in the 17J on his side. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And for the first time tonight, Jonathan Beeson's got to be thinking,
he missed
wow,
it.
I missed
what a relief.
Well,
That's a
of
good
that
point.
group of cars, multiples of them were starting ahead of Jonathan,
Yeah.
so this will be a break for him.
Yeah, you look through, Connor Lee was ahead of him. Zoe Pierce was ahead of him. Beilman was ahead of him. No, excuse me, Beilman was not.
Beilman and Canfield behind, but
Yeah.
one right next to him, 2 ahead of him, 2 behind. So net gain of 3 spots, assuming that they're going to crisscross because that's enough cars out of the
Right,
lineup to do
yeah.
that.
Ethan's car at least able to roll backwards on its own.
Settle him down, and good.
Yep, they're calling for the hook on the front end of Camfield. Connor Lee trying to see if that thing will steer.
Flat left rear on Camfield's going to be enough to justify the hook.
Yeah, they called the hook for the front, too, so.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Oh, right sides.
I think that left rear tire is just how it's sitting on the berm. As we get a look at our K1 Race Gear replay.
Yeah, it started with
That's
Culver there.
Culver, yeah, Culver into Connor Lee, and Connor Lee across the track into the rest of your field. And one spontaneous flying front bumper.
Wow.
Yeah, that thing got some hang time.
Yeah. We're not supposed to throw frisbees till Saturday, boys.
Well, there you go to look.
The front end of Ethan Mitchell's car.
Bumper's still on it, though.
Hey.
Wasn't his.
He's missing his right side Nerf bar, though.
Maybe one of the... No, because they're powder-coated Nerfs. That was a shiny Nerf that was flying up in the air. Beilman?
Maybe.
I would say
You might be
Beilman's
right,
front
yeah.
bumper.
Yeah.
That was wild. All right, well, we'll reset this.
Of those involved, it looks like the only one not able to drive away was Camfield. Beilman, Lee, Mitchell. Trying to see if we can see the Zoe Pierce machine, McQueen Racing entry.
They're keeping it single file at the moment, guys, and they're showing one complete on the transponder loop. Although I think on the big board they've rolled it back to 0.
Yeah.
And they have, so we should see them double up then. Keep our eyes and see where Beeson ends up doubling up.
And there's Pierce. Yep. So only one car not able to drive away from that incident over there in turn 4. Did they? Looks like Pierce got her spot back. Yep, Pierce is definitely lining up ahead of Beeson.
Yeah, there's 15 out there still, so
Right,
Camfield off. Lights are still on, though, so they are not definitive as to where they want everybody in this lineup.
And now she's pulling out a line. Beeson's going around her, so.
Looks like Beeson will start 11.
Yeah, he'll be.
Got him a full row.
Yeah, should
3
just be
spots,
ahead of the 4 cars that were involved and are still out there.
So Beeson now inside row number 6, what it looks like. Eyes back on the black, white, and red number 8 car.
It may not be a super bold prediction, but I think as long as nothing crazy happens, I think he's going to do it.
I like your belief. I hope so. I hope we see it.
I hope
he's
you're
gonna do it.
strong in your conviction.
Yeah.
Jonathan spent a lot of time shootout last year in the booth with us here at FloRacing.
Yeah, he was a lot of fun to have in, too.
He was.
Very good.
This one's going to stick. We'll get in through the corner. Once again, Creed and Michelle for second. Adams out in front. He'll be your early leader. Adams. Creed, 2. He's gotten down to the bottom, but he does not stick the bottom going into the corner. Michelle can't quite power down through and own the position and pick up one more as your top 3. Still getting after it with a whole pack of cars coming in behind him for the 4th and final transfer.
Yeah, one of them's Beeson. Beeson's up to 5th right now, guys.
Yeah, Culver sat in that 4th spot. Just look at it. Beeson making the pass for the transfer spot coming off the corner. And that's how you do it. Don't waste any time. Go forward, Jonathan Beeson.
I tried to tell you. I didn't think it was going to be that quick, but Beeson quickly making his way to 4th. And now battle for the lead. How about out Sheldon Creed getting comfortable up on that top side, ripping around Max Adams. Adams going to stay committed to the berm, but Sheldon Creed getting comfortable up there. Clinton, with the way it's been, if you're out in front, especially here in a B feature, would you drop to the bottom or keep rolling if you're Sheldon?
If you're Sheldon Creed, you've made every lap up there so far, so why change? You just drove around the leader. Freaking hang it out. Let's go.
Just as I said, it looked like he got a little squirrely there off of 4. Reset his entry into 1, but trying to settle back into that rhythm.
Yeah, that 94 car has a lot of speed in it as we look back for your battle for 3rd and 4th. That's Beeson inside of Bochelle. Bochelle hasn't really seemed to find the comfortability he's looking for here in this B main.
That's a full row for Beeson, who just went from 24th to 22nd. If Beeson can get another one, move him up to 20th.
Halfway
might be a little bit
time by.
This thing's not over for Bochelle. Culver's really closing in on him right now. Culver closed in by about 0.4 of a second that last time by. So Bochelle's got to find something here in a hurry because Dane Culver appears to have found something, and he's reeling him in.
Beeson, one of the only guys in the lower end of the racetrack that's really able to stick and make it work as slower traffic appears in front of your battle for 2nd with Adams, Beeson, and more, and that's Ethan Mitchell. And of our 2 guys who had gone D to C to B, Mitchell, the 2nd of them, having the vastly worst B main event. He had worked his way back into the top 10.
Yep.
Was 10th at the time with 6 laps to go.
He's not going to be able to come back from this one.
Nah, front end is broke on that thing for sure.
Looks like there's damage on the left rear wheel, and left rear's flat as well.
And gently down in the corner.
Steering wheel's bent on that thing. Big crash as Ethan's trying to help these guys get it out of gear.
Yeah, good on him. A lot of guys frustrated in his spot with me already walking away. Looks like fluid coming out of the bottom of that thing too, maybe. Yep, you love the Chili Bowl always, but the Chili Bowl doesn't always love you back. I don't think it loved Ethan Mitchell back very much today.
Not today.
Brian Ward, sounds like you're on the scene. What do you got?
Yeah, Ethan's on the back of the side-by-side as we're going to take the ride around. Tried to recover from the early incident and then go over again. Just a terrible B feature here trying to qualify. Tell me what you saw.
I saw a lot of right rears what I saw. That's the only way to put it, but can't blame nobody but myself. You know, we put ourselves in a bad spot there in that heat race, and just too many idiots out here. I don't know what to say other than that. Bound to happen when you start that far back. I was lucky enough to make it out of the D and the C, and then you get caught by some squid dick like that. It's just par for the course.
You got to feel pretty good about the car, though, knowing that you made such a strong run.
Yeah, for sure. You know, these Phantom Chassis guys, they've really been doing a wonderful job trying to give me what I want, make me comfortable. It's a bummer. This is how our prelim night goes, but that's Chili Bowl for you.
Guys, Ethan Mitchell, done for the night.
Got a nice look at the K1 Race Gear replay, and that's Betts coming through and pretty much just destroying Ethan Mitchell. So
yeah, he said I saw a whole lot of right rear, and
yeah,
that explains
sure
it.
He must have looked hungry because he got fed.
He got fed. Well, Dane Culver was not letting Gavin Bochelle run away with that 4th and final transfer spot. And now with the reset, see if Culver can try and make something happen.
Connor Lee sneaking back in there. That's a good rebound from a lap 1 crash also.
Yeah.
Here comes Beeson for 2nd, and the lead is not too far out, but Dane Culver ends up upside down.
Dane Culver, dinner has been served.
Right rears are on the menu tonight.
Wow. Connor Lee came flying across, and Dane Culver never saw it coming.
Checking the fence up here, guys.
It almost looks like it got folded up there, and they're trying to
We'll get a real good look at this one. Into the turn.
It's not as bad as I thought.
No. I feel like he had to know he was there.
Yeah. From that angle, it looked a little worse in live time, but I probably owe Connor Lee a bit of an apology because I would assume Dane at least saw it. That doesn't make it good, but that is hard racing for a transfer here at the Chili Bowl.
Culver out of the car.
Yeah, Brian, whenever you're ready, you can take it away as we watch the 50 get towed away here.
Yeah, we're gonna get on the back here. 1 second, lost the earbuds. Dane, this has been a long race here, coming around the top side. What'd you feel in the seat there?
I mean, the car was good. I feel like I should have sunk in faster a little bit. I mean, I don't really know what happened. I was just running the top, trying to catch up to Gavin, and all of a sudden there was a car inside of my cockpit, so I don't even know who that was. I was so fast. But I guess it just is what it is, I guess. I don't know.
Good to see that you're all right.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, it does happen fast here, that's for sure, guys.
Yeah.
If you're not, fully head on a swivel, it can just, land in your lap like that. And
yeah, I guess too, they're right. There is an element. He's so focused on trying to get Gavin in front of him. That,
he hadn't been pressured, previously, so his eyes are straight forward on catching Gavin, and you're so locked in on running the cushion. And there's just a lot that can go on.
Fence repair done out here in the third and fourth corner. Now got to get the Culver car off racetrack, which is proving to be a little more difficult than what they thought.
I think it was stuck in gear there.
The man with the hypnotic wheel covers going off. Chris, you're getting very, very hungry.
No, I'm good.
You sure?
I'm good.
He doesn't want what they're serving up tonight.
No, right rears are not delicious.
No.
And they're expensive.
Yeah, they don't end well. There's just really not much good to it.
We know the energy Connor Lee's willing to bring to the party, so.
Yeah, I wonder if he's got some smelling salts in the car with him.
Oh, yeah.
Hang on, Gavin Bichelle.
Drake Troutman might be sitting in the perfect spot right now in sixth.
Yeah.
Feel like he's started to kind of find a rhythm here. Troutman started in 10th.
Talented race car driver, and again, 3 practice laps, 8 heat race laps.
Yeah, 10 qualifier laps.
10 qualifier laps, so he's 21 laps into his career at the start of this B main, at least as far as the midget goes.
The Chili Bowl he did have 1 start prior to, but first time in the midget here in this building.
Decent on the bottom of 1 and 2, even again with Adams. As Creed launches, a good restart for him. Beeson's got second. Third and fourth, Adams and Bichelle's not out of hot water.
No, but the yellow seemed good for Bichelle. He seems to kind of refound a rhythm here, and he looks better than he did, but Connor Lee is trying everything he can to run him down. 3 laps to go.
Desperation adds speed sometimes.
Yeah.
You don't make the big boo-boo. You're willing to drive it just a little harder, just a little deeper. As they come down the straightaway, Lee drawing a bead on Bichelle with 2 to go.
Bichelle switches to the bottom, maybe saw Connor Lee down there, and Lee trying to size him up right now. This could get good here at the white flag, guys.
Lee missed out on a slide job in 3 and 4 that last time by. See if he can get a run here. Both cars getting tied through 1 and 2. It's going to be a Hail Mary if he has it.
They'll both hug the bottom in 3 and 4, and Bichelle will get out alive. Hanging on. He'll start last in the A main tonight. Sheldon Creed, a good run for him. Started in second, settled in, got to the lead, and was pretty much unchallenged from there. Jonathan Beeson, D to the C to the B, and now to the A. Beeson's season is alive here on Warren Cat qualifying night of the Chili Bowl. Max Adams and Gavin Bichelle get those final 2 transfer spots. Everybody else, their night cut a little bit short. They'll be here a little bit earlier than they want to be on Saturday. Blake Anderson, you're at the top of the ramp.
Yeah, Sheldon Creed picking up a B-main win. Rookie year, make it into the prelim A-main. That's not bad work. How big has it been for you to get to work with Jay Drake, an open-wheel legend, to help you get adjusted to this midget?
I mean, Jay has the car better than I am in it, but yeah, I don't know. Feel okay, a little bit of a lost pup out there at times, but
yeah, just want to thank Trent Shoring and PPC, the Wise family, Sexton Fire Protection, for allowing me to do this. Kind of a last-minute deal, and yeah, goal one was make my prelim A, and I don't know, I feel okay. You know, they're so foreign to me right now, and just had to find my balls there a little bit.
I think he found what he was looking for, guys. Pretty good showing there from Sheldon Creed. Earl Hoon Jr. is making his way to try to track down Jonathan Beeson, who has been a busy guy from the D to the C to the B to now to the A.
Earl Hoon Jr., the busiest man in the arena, has been Jonathan Beeson, and you've got a word with him again.
What a unbelievable night. Now you only have one more thing to do, but the night did not start out your way. Obviously, you got buried and you've been eating soup all night. You are in this A main, my friend.
Yeah, man, when you were talking to me earlier, I didn't think there was much shot. Like I said, I used all my luck last week, but I'm getting a little bit of luck back, so maybe we'll keep getting some for the feature. But, you know, had a few things go my way there, but we're going to keep making some changes, see if we can't keep making it better, and maybe we can move forward in A.
Clearly, or maybe, when the last time I interviewed you, did you find out what exactly was wrong with the car?
No, I think it's just a new car, and we ain't figured it out yet.
Well, whatever you're doing, keep doing it, brother. Good job on making the A main.
Hey, thank you, guys.
Jonathan Beeson, guys, he's moving on. You know, he's going to be putting on a show for this upcoming feature event. Well, folks, we are going to take a real quick commercial break. When we come back, we are going to have the starting lineup for tonight's A main event here on a Tuesday night at the Chili Bowl Nationals, brought to you by NOS Energy Drink.
It is time for the night number 2 main event starting lineup here at the Chili Bowl Nationals, powered by NOS Energy Drink. Dom and Yaley, the front row. Ruschenberg and Brown in row number 2. Hank Davis, Ryan Timms, row 3. Ty Gibbs and Blake Hahn in row 4. Jet Barnes, PPM in row 5. Landon Brooks and Kyle Jones, row number 6. 7th row, Ricky Thornton Jr. and Chase Randall. Row number 8, the final of the walk-ins, Gunnar Setzer and Adam Trimble. Move-ups from the B, Zach Weigel and Sheldon Creed. Jordan Kinzer and Jonathan Beeson, Brandon Carr and Max Adams, Justin Zimmerman and Gavin Voschel. 24 cars, 30 laps, and only 2 lock into Saturday's A main. How long have Blake, Dalton, and Tommy been together on those cars, right? Yeah. For decades?
Forever.
Yeah.
I mean, you go back to even Jet Barnes with Kevin Swindell on the wrenches. That car looked phenomenal, and Jet drove the shit out of it earlier. He was absolutely on it. So, like we said, you can look anywhere through this field and find a story if you want to, and it's going to be a heck of a night here on Tuesday night, Warren Cat qualifying night.
Yeah, lights are out on the pace truck. We'll duck into the infield. Zach Dahm and J.J. Yaley will bring us to green on Tuesday night. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you could, please clear the dance floor, freshen your glass, find the best seat in the house. The Chili Bowl Midgets are ready to dance.
Corner number 1, all important as we got a couple crossed up. They end up driving through it. Lap number 1, just like the playbook said for him, it's Dom, Ruschenberg, and Yaley leading them through to finish the first time around. Yaley trying to drive up and around Ruschenberg down to the bottom. Corbin, the youngster, trying to hold strong and hold second for now.
Boy, the top showed a little bit of life there for Yaley off of 1 and 2. Ruschenberg able to hold him off, but the top, Yaley trying to make it work here in the early go. Here comes Hank Davis. Yaley going to move to the bottom. Davis now will slide up to the top at 3 and 4.
Yaley doesn't seem to have the car underneath him right now to go forward, that's for sure, as he's just kind of getting eaten up, and we're going to have an absolute parking lot in turns 3 and 4.
Oh, man.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cars stopped.
Yeah, you got Thornton, Kinzer, Brandon Carr, Jonathan Beeson, Sheldon Creed, Chase Randall.
Yeah, Max Adams in there.
Yep, Adam Trimble. The other car. There are 8 cars we see there.
Yes.
Yeah.
From as high up as, I believe, 13th and 14th, starting Thornton and Randall, both involved.
Thornton Jr. was 14th at the time of the wreck, as we'll get another look, and it starts with Randall into the back of Thornton Jr. So there's your drivers from row number 7 who were side by side.
Great job by Nate Hartman over there on the platform in turn number 3 to catch that. And I believe that's Darrell standing in the work area. And Brian, where'd you got your mic popped up? A lot of cars. How much damage?
Yeah, guys, it really looks like Carr got the worst of it in the 98 with the tail tank, but as far as drivability on any of these race cars, it looks like everyone's going to be able to push start. I don't see any major damage to anybody's suspension, any arms. Everything looks like everyone will be able to pull away. Now that I say that, Trimble has a bent axle. The left front is really bowed back. The tie rod's bent. The drag link's bent. Yeah, they're going to call for a hook on Trimble. So that left front got the worst of it in the 5 car.
Man.
Something's got to take the energy. Something's got to bend somewhere.
Tough break for Trimble. This is his first prelim night since 2007.
It's a long time between prelim nights.
There you get a look at the tail tank on the 98 of Brandon Carr.
I feel like the left front of Carr is sitting really, really low.
Work area action here for Trimble.
Yeah. I think they just called it
enough
quits.
time for
Yeah, they were taking a look at that. Brian Dunlap was down here. They had all the tools and the replacement parts, but they realized it was just going to be too much on the amount of time that they have here.
That's a bent drag link for sure on the 94 Creed. I could see it. Yeah. So he's probably just unable to steer, but getting to the work area, you should get 60 seconds here in an A main, and that would be more than enough time to change that drag link if his guys are there and ready.
If he had been to the work area when Trimble was, could be done already.
Yeah. He'll get a full 60 seconds from the time that he arrives in the work area. So lineup set or not, he'll get a little bit of time.
And we've seen this week already, right?
Yep.
Heat race action from earlier on Monday. Again, 2 studs, 2 bolts, all that's holding that drag link onto the pitman arm and onto the combo arm on the left front.
It's just a matter of your guys. I see Jay Drake there. He looks, and he's got no tools or parts in his hand. They're just checking the clearance on steering to see if he can send it out. Thorson's there with the 916 trench. They're just going to drop him down and send it back out how it is.
How bent is that drag link, Brian? Is it a big weeble and a wobble?
Yeah, I mean, it's bent to the body, and then they were actually looking at the pitman arm on the steering box. There was a lot of play up there on the splines. I think they were worried about that as well, so the 94 just heading up the ramp.
All right, back to her.
Yeah, lights are out.
Down 2. 3 laps in, 27 laps to go.
A lot of caution laps to dry out the bottom side of the racetrack. We'll see if that brings the top end a little quicker.
Back to green. Ruschenberg going to the top of 1 and 2.
Oh, man.
Wrong way around, and he's going to cede the spot to Davis.
Yeah, he got super tight on entry there, unable to get it rotated, and Davis just rolling some hot bottom here in the early going. Clinton and Davis up into the runner-up spot now, trying to lock in on Zach Dom.
Davis has been calm, cool, and collected this entire feature, and basically been given these spots all the way up to second, but he's going to have to earn it if he wants to get by Zach Dom.
Timms had been trying to knock the top groove down and bring that in by himself. He's pulled into line as Blake Hahn got by him.
Yeah, that is 6th and 7th. Hahn able to move up into the 6th spot. Now he'll try to lock in on Caden Brown, who's running in 5th. Landon Brooks back here, 8th, 9th is Jet Barnes, and Ty Gibbs rounding out the top 10. Is everybody hugging the bottom side right now in the early going?
Got one slowing on the front straightaway, guys.
Straightaway and 1 and 2. That's Carr's 98 and Justin Zimmerman's 1Z in turn 2. Carr going to head to the work area.
Yeah, Carr was involved in the big parking lot over here in 3 and 4. Zimmerman, though, was not.
Hand motions from Zimmerman saying, take me off racetrack here. So he rolls to a stop.
By this time last night, guys, pretty much half your field at least was at the top side of the racetrack, and we're not seeing anyone make up any ground up there.
Timms had been trying. He spent 4 of the first 6 laps up there and just wasn't going anywhere yet.
If someone's going to change the front axle in the work area, guys, it's going to be TQ's Motorsports.
We watched them rebuild a race car on the ramp last year.
Yeah, they got the left front shock coming off here.
Yeah, the left front late radius rod snapped in half, so that axle was just floating back and forth. So they're trying to unbolt the radius rod here. They have another one laying on the ground, of course, another shock right here. So, but that's going to be their biggest thing, is getting the bolts off the radius rod there to get it connected. They do bring another drag link as well, so a lot of work here on the left front. There's a lot of hands here. They've already got a new shock going on, but just the tight quarters here with the header and the nerf bar and the tire on to change both of these bars back behind and underneath everything in such a short time period is proven to be troublesome here.
Yeah, we heard 30-second call out. It's just so tough in a midget compared to a sprint car. You see that tie rod runs parallel with your left front radius rod, and it almost kind of blocks it. And the way the header is on that Toyota, it's hidden behind there. The rear bolt is. So, these guys are going to work on both sides of the race car, honestly, trying to change the tie rod right now. And with that left front shoved so far back, it's just such little room to work.
I appreciate how well organized they were. They've got a lot of hands in there, but they had the right hands on each side of the car, and they just end up being too much to get done as the lights are out.
Yeah, time's up. They're going to keep on working, but lights are out. We're going to go back to green. They need a yellow here within the next lap.
Dom bringing it back to action once again. Davis and Ruschenberg in behind them. We're back to green.
These yellows are going to wear that bottom out faster, guys. There's no doubt about it. So within the next 5 laps, look for guys to start kind of making the transition high and at least trying it.
Who will be the first one to give it a shot as we complete lap number 7. Dom continuing to set the pace. Davis stalking. Ruschenberg, Yaley, and Caden Brown, your top 5. As it has been for the last handful of laps. Dom continuing to just roll on that berm.
It's Han and Timms and about 6 and 7 who have gone upstairs. And hey, if anybody would know when, it would be Blake. He goes up to the top. He's now got a run on Brown. Brown down low. Brooks with him.
Ryan Timms stalled in turn 4.
He stalled it because Barnes got up on the berm and biked right in front of him.
Barnes had worked underneath Ryan Timms in the middle of 3 and 4, and when he came off the berm, it bicycled up on him, forced Timms out wide, and nowhere to go for Timms but into the wall.
Calling for the push, not the hook, so that's good news.
Not massive contact by any means. Just a tough place for Ryan Timms to be. He kind of missed the bottom in 3 and 4, trying to get back down. You look right here, there's Jet Barnes coming off the berm and just bicycled up with drive, and his right rear gets into Ryan Timms' left front and shoves Timms out into the outside wall, and Timms just had to slam on the brakes so he doesn't clobber it. Well, we wanted storylines, we got him.
So running 4th at the moment.
Yep.
JJ Yaley, flat left rear.
There's a little air left in that thing.
Tipping me off to that, but
he's got to keep. He needs green flag laps, though. I mean, but I don't know that we got a long way to go.
Green flag laps will help.
Enough?
I mean, it'll keep you going.
Okay.
These guys run crazy low air in these left rears all the time. I'm not going to say it's going to be perfect, but it keeps them from going to the back. And this right now should give his guys enough time to be prepared at the bottom of the ramp. If they do get a quick yellow and he just starts fading, then they can go change that tire before halfway.
Not until you start dropping spots right now, because if you can maintain 4th, that is an absolute win.
Yeah. He's really going to struggle if he has to go to the top.
Here comes Davis, swinging out wide. Hank Davis wheel to wheel with Dom for the lead. Coming into complete lap number 10. The lead still belongs to Dom, but the battle is on for the top spot.
Guys, we've seen Hank Davis just be so cool, calm, and collected today, and he's just driven like it in his first 10 laps. Just rolling the bottom to the 2nd spot and then seizing an opportunity and driving around Zach Dom. And Hank Davis trying to win his 2nd Tuesday night in the last 3 years. Launches off at turn number 2, and now a battle for 3rd. Caden Brown trying to get by Ruschenberg for the 3rd spot.
Ruschenberg with a big move into turn 3 to get up in front of Caden Brown and shuts the door closed on Brown in 1 and 2. Here comes Blake Hunter on the high side, making a 4-car party for 4th.
I like how maneuverable that Brown car is. He can go either groove at this point in time as he goes back to the bottom, looking for the spot split. The difference here comes Han through the middle, just barely short through the corner.
Brown had to fall him to the high side. Now he's got a little bit of breathing room to try to find a rhythm and run those guys back down.
And it's Jet Barnes right now. Jet Barnes, the Chili Bowl rookie, running into the 5th spot as he slips underneath of Caden Brown. Landon Brooks creeping into the picture as well. This is 5th, 6th, 7th, and there's J.J. Yaley back to 8th with that left rear tire going down. Caden Brown losing another spot to Landon Brooks.
Halfway home, Davis, Dom, Ruschenberg, Han, Barnes, Brooks, Brown, Yaley, Jones, and Weigel are your top 10 as we're watching battling back. There goes to the bottom. Blake Hahn sneaking 3rd away from Ruschenberg.
These guys are going to get racing to let Jet Barnes ride on by. Barnes rolling the bottom like he's been doing it for 20 years inside the Expo, just absolutely nailing it in 3 and 4.
Yeah, he has been picture perfect on that bottom side. Blake Hahn has moved to third. Barnes is now to fourth. Ruschenberg is back to fifth. Ruschenberg, though, trying to come back after Jet Barnes here. This is fourth and fifth.
And Jet Barnes is showing you why there's been a lot of hype behind him right now, as he is just smooth around the low side. And to that extent, Ruschenberg matching him wheel for wheel as those two side by side is in a preview of the future here for fourth at the moment.
It's time to get to the top side of 1 and 2. These guys are getting a lot of speed built up right there, and you really got to slow down to hit your entry into 1 as Jet Barnes finally makes the move to the high side. Meanwhile, Blake Hahn has reeled in Zach Dahm for that second position.
Up top, Hahn, look at that, using that ramp down the back straightaway. Flying around the Expo Raceway as we're down to single digits to go. Dahm making the transition up to the high side in 1 and 2.
Dahm now, he'll go back to the bottom in 3 and 4. He'll leave the top open for Hahn, but Hahn shoves the nose a little bit side by side here at the line.
Dahm missed the bottom at 3 and 4. Knew he had to get across. Blake Hahn circles him. He's going to have P2.
And he's closing in. Davis is in lap traffic. He is not running away right now in traffic, guys.
Right ahead of him is Davis. Hank's going to have to be smart. A lot of momentum out of Blake Hahn, who is stalking your leader, currently sitting second. You know what he doesn't have is a Chili Bowl prelim win night on his mantle. He's right up to the rear tail tank of Hank Davis down the back straightaway.
Through 3 and 4, here comes the bomb into turn 3. Blake Hahn, slide job on Hank Davis, clears him. You got a new leader with 5 to go.
5 laps to go, and Blake Hahn has charged from 8th now to the lead. The 52 is ripping around the Expo. Another mistake from Hank Davis off of turn number 2, and Hahn now starting to drive away. We're inside of 5 to go. Here comes Barnes closing in on Dahm for third.
Jet Barnes heavy down to the bottom, lighting up that brake rotor as he rolls the low side, bringing Ruschenberg with him. They'll go wheel to wheel through the corner contact and give the spot to Barnes.
Jet Barnes P3, 3 laps to go. Elbows up. It's getting exciting as Blake Hahn has checked out on this field.
We got a banger in Tulsa tonight as we're rolling into 2 to go. Ruschenberg flying the front end up and around the top.
Guys, as I say, he's checked out on the field. Blake Hahn has actually pressure from Hank Davis. He's been mired in lap traffic trying to get around Ricky Thornton. 1 to go.
Coming to the white flag. Hahn out in front. Lap car just ahead of him. Gunnar Setzer. Thornton there on the bottom. Davis to the backside. Lap traffic in play here on the final lap. Hahn will go to the bottom trying to get by Setzer. He'll slide up. Davis trying to nail the bottom. Blake Hahn by a car length. Hahn beats Davis. Jet Barnes close at the end. Dahm and Landon Brooks, your top 5, but Blake Hahn wins Warren Cat qualifying night from 8th by 1.14 of a second.
All rise for the Crown Prince of Tulsa. Blake Hahn gets it done at the Chili Bowl.
Do you think he didn't want redemption after the shootout he had? Look how pumped he is inside that race car.
He finally won Grandpa's race.
Yeah.
Granted, prelim night, but you can't win the big night if you don't have an amazing prelim.
Yeah.
And Blake Hahn has taken the next step towards doing that.
As subdued as Kyle Larson was in victory lane last night, Blake Hahn is going to be absolutely off the chain. Already is, and I think he's about to put on a show for the Rowdies.
We talk a lot about what this place means and the magic that it has. A guy who is not here, Rico Abreu, talks about how important Tulsa is, the Rowdies and the crowd. You think it means it more than anybody to this guy right here?
No, this is going to be as special as it gets, and we're going to get to see all the emotion in the world right here.
Let's turn it over early to the house. Let's let them have their time. That way we don't miss a thing. So we'll send it to the house, guys, tonight. Blake Hahn fulfills the prophecy. He's in victory lane at the Chili Bowl.
You fucking get it!
He's about to make his way out of that race car. Tulsa, talk to your winner. It's Blake Hahn! There are a lot of excited people down here in victory lane. He's going to get some hugs, some high fives, and we're going to get to talk to him in just a few moments. JST bringing you tonight's feature competition at Warren Cat qualifying night number 2 here at the Chili Bowl Nationals, powered by NOS Energy Drink, and Blake Hahn picks up his first ever prelim night feature win here in the SageNet Center. Here he comes, Tulsa. Talk to your winner. Tuesday night, Warren Cat qualifying goes to Blake Hahn. Let's get over here in the middle, Blake, and talk a little bit. We're gonna give you this small JST advertisement here for you. Brother, how good's that one feel? 8th to the win. It's your first prelim night in this building with the Chili Bowl. I don't think that smile's going anywhere for a long time, is it?
No, absolutely not. This is what we always dreamed of, is being able to be up on this podium here, and to be able to do it on our prelim night. It's amazing. Super thankful for the opportunity. I'm thankful for Dalton. He's done a really good job this week, getting the car even better and better every night, or every time we touch the track. But most off, I'm just thankful for God to give me this opportunity to be here. Super thankful. I have all my friends and family here, and truthfully, that's what it's all about. So I'm very thankful to have them here. I'm thankful to have York Plumbing on side, a good local sponsor here, have them come on board for this race and be able to do that tonight. It was awesome. We had some really good speed, but I looked up there and I was on Dom, and I was like, oh my goodness, we have a chance here. So Dalton did a good job again. He really had this thing dialed in. But man, that was fun. It was unbelievable.
You talk about York Plumbing being a good local sponsor. They're going to be bringing us Wednesday night qualifying action here tomorrow night. So talk to me about that race. You're buried back there in the bottom half of the top 10. You take the green flag in 8th position. It's tough to keep an eye on everything from down here. Was it a case of your car just taking a while to come in, or did you just have to pick your way through traffic? Because once you did get to the sharp end of the field, man, you had so much speed. How'd you work your way to the front?
We were pretty good early. It was a little tricky up top. I was able to find a groove up top in 3 and 4, kind of going above the cushion, and I think that's really where I was able to make some good speed up at. Made a few small adjustments on that early caution, just opened the front end up a little bit to get it transfer some more. But really, I think the deal that really set it in stone was me figuring out 3 and 4. I could kind of enter above the hole, drive around the hole, and just really carry a lot more speed through there. So we're just happy to be here. Anytime you can be on the podium, it's great. But to be on the very top here at Chili Bowl, it's amazing. So just want to thank everybody. Thank you, everybody, for everything you've done. I'm super grateful for this, and we look forward to coming back Saturday night.
You talked about making the top work. Again, I don't have the best view of 1 and 2, but when 3 and 4 was at its sketchiest, that's when you were almost all the way over the top of, if you even want to call that much of a cushion up there, but you were living dangerously and making money around the top side. You've just locked yourself in for your 6th ever Chili Bowl Nationals feature. How does that feel, and what can you do when we get to Saturday night?
It's truly amazing. Like I said, this is everything I've dreamed of. I've always wanted to be able to be on top come Saturday. This is just one step closer. We've made the A feature, but to be able to lock it in like this, it definitely puts our footprint down and lets these guys know we're meaning business this week. So we're just happy to be here, and thankful for all you fans for coming out.
You heard him, folks. He means business. He's your Warren Cat qualifying night winner. That's Blake Hahn.
All right, now we're here with the 3rd place finisher, Jet Barnes, with a 9-3 run. A lot of cautions early, but then a good green flag run. Tell me what it was like working through the traffic.
Yeah, it was awesome. I was missing the bottom a lot at the beginning. I got into Ryan, which I'm sorry about, but this car was so fast.
Working with this Swindell team and everyone involved in this car, what's the experience been like up in the pit area?
Having Kevin as a mentor helps a lot. He really gets my confidence up, and I know he's really good in this building, so it really helps.
Now, compared to your shootout runs and performances there, how does a podium here at the Chili Bowl compare to that?
Yeah, no, I did not do too good at shootout. C-main, I think, so, I mean, I'm never in a million years I thought I'd be here, but I am, so thank you.
Well, we're glad to see you here. It's cool to see such a young talent performing so well in the building. We look forward to a lot more coming from you in the future.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Guys, Jet Barnes with a 9-3 run.
All right, thank you, Brian Ward. Give it a couple of seconds as runner-up currently being interviewed by TLP. Good time to remind you guys that the Chili's Grill and Bar Chili Bowl post-race show is coming up here in about, 8 to 10 minutes or so. We will have on stage Chase Rodman, Brian Walker, Walkipedia, Tony Laporta, and joining them will be Sunshine Tyler Courtney as well, with other additional interviews and more from behind the scenes of guys who made a run but might not be down here in Victory Lane from that A-main event, and what was the banger of an A-main event that we had thought it might be and could have been with the talent and the racetrack that they were given. Fantastic race that ended up being. And I believe we're just about ready for second, so as soon as second place is ready to come to us, we will give them a shot. Thumbs up. Let's do this. Yeah, Blake Anderson, you have got our runner-up.
We do. Hank Davis, I know one spot short of where you want to be, but big picture, 4th straight year you're locked in. You can do some tuning, but you can breathe easy till Saturday. That's got to be a great feeling, right?
Yeah, like I think I told you or someone on Flow or whatever earlier, that you just don't ever think you're going to be in this spot, and I still don't realize myself as that guy. Just because I'm a normal human and I like to hang out with my normal friends, and I'm not all about the hoorah stuff like that. But no, I'm super proud of my guys, and I think what was Jerry's, like 19 straight. So what do we got, like
4? So yeah, you have 15 to go.
More. We need to have 15 more straight, and we'll beat him. So no, just super ecstatic. Like I said, we're gonna have a few beers and then enjoy this one.
Is there anything that you think you could have done different there? Maybe made a change inside to make a difference, or is Blake just that good and things start to fade a little bit?
I don't even know that I faded. I just honestly felt like I got caught being a wuss. I mean, I wasn't willing to go put my tires above it into 3, and he was. So when he went by me, I mean, there was no chance. I didn't have any ifs, ands, or buts to get back. So, I think it maybe could have had a restart and diced it back up, and maybe something would have happened. But like you say, we're locked in, and we got a pull shuffle we can run through.
Oklahoma kid, 4 years in a row in the Chili Bowl main event. Congratulations, Hank.
Sure, Blake, thank you.
Hank Davis, guys, locked in, and it's so impressive. But Blake Kahn, what a run. He had really the top 3, just super impressive tonight. Caleb, Clinton, Chris.
Absolutely was. And again, locking in for the 4th straight. Yeah, 19 in a row for Jerry Coons Jr. and counting, though, is the problem on that one. You can get your number up and running, but Jerry still got it and still making 8 main events. Nonetheless, impressive from Hank Davis tonight, leading laps over the course of it. It was Zach Dahm leading from 1 through 10. Davis leads 11 through 24, and then Blake Kahn, the next 5 best laps of his life, going 25 through 30 and taking the victory there. Incredible man, guys.